Okay. Host Red Kobold Gaming. Bam. All right. We have been doing this campaign for 100 sessions. I did some maths during the prep stream today. I know we started with 3-hour sessions, and then we switched to 4, and then we switched back to 3, and then we switched to 4 again. But I know that once or twice we've ended early, but more frequently we've run late. If I was being generous and saying that we only play 3.5 hours per session, that's 350 hours of Dungeons and Dragons. That's almost as much time as Red spent playing Monster Hunter Rise. Almost. So, sorry to call you out, Red. And it's it's about how much time I spent in 2020 playing Animal Crossing, trying to escape from reality. So, it's a pretty decent chunk of time. So I think it's amazing that we have all been able to keep going, keep showing up, keep playing this game, keep telling the story together for 350 plus hours, 100 sessions. So very, very, very cool. So, I mentioned before we started the stream of the game tonight that I was like, it would be such a cool idea since it's the Since it's the 100th session, if everybody just shared their favorite thing that's happened out of all 100 sessions. But I also realized that I probably should have given you more time to think of something. But if anybody does have something they want to shout out real quick before we do the recap and get started, looking back at 100 sessions, if there's anything in particular that you're like, I really liked this part, you could throw it out there. There's no pressure, though. There's no pressure. Anybody? Anybody got anything?
Can I say a few?
Sure, yeah, toss them out, yeah.
I mean, I've got a few. My first one was, like, in one of our first sessions, when Phil, like, jumped off that tree and leaped at the Chimera in the air. I feel like that really, like, solidified the pace of that character, and I think it was really cool. My second would be when Rysette played 20 squares against Sidon. I thought that was pretty bananas. And then my third would probably just be Isle of Time, because it was just wacky and crazy and fast-paced, and it's really different and fun.
Cool. All right. Nice. Anybody else got anything that in 100 sessions kind of stands out to them?
I enjoyed Kyra Cart, because it was such a mess.
So every time that comes up, it makes me smile super big, because it took me by surprise too, and as the DM, who's, the game engine, producer, director, etc., like, you think for the most part, how things are going to go, except for the players. You never consider that if you are trying to roleplay the world authentically, you're going to kind of paint yourself into a corner sometimes. And what a fucking clusterfuck that whole thing turned into. And I was just like, well, this is what would happen if they let a fucking harpy / siren participate. She's gonna sing, and then everybody's gonna be climbing out of their carts on the raceway. It's gonna be a fucking disaster. Yeah. So
it was totally appropriate.
Yeah. Okay.
As chaotic as it was at the time, looking back, I laughed my ass off at the time I couldn't even kick a damn lizardman off a volcano.
Okay, yeah, so that was a thing that I honestly went to bed that night, and I was like, guess that's the end of the campaign. That was fucking disaster. That was terrible. And I ended up doing like a 90-minute rant stream about it that I was like, this is what happened, this is where we were, this is where we are, this is what we're doing to work through it. Because, a lot of D&D groups, they just fall apart. So I wanted to kind of put it out there that, you watch us play every week and you think that, wow, this is great. These guys, they're getting through all this crazy shit. They're showing up every week, they're doing this shit. Nothing could stop them, but I wanted people to know that, oh yeah, there could be bad sessions, and it could go real bad. And then it was in the moment, I agree. It was like watching a car accident in slow motion, and the car just kept crashing into more cars and kept tumbling over, and it was fucking crazy. But I feel like the adversity IRL and in-game of that scene, of that adventure, kind of solidified for us as a group that the story was important to us and continuing the campaign was important to us, and I think it kind of validated a lot and also helped us sort through a lot of things, a lot of baggage maybe that had built up. I think at the time that was our 50th or 60th session or something like that, and it helped us kind of like clean up where we had been and then be a bit more careful with each other moving forward. So I thought it, you know, as far as like bad sessions go, I actually thought it was a net gain. It was a net game. It was a net gain in the end. So and it was certainly memorable. So, all right.
As a player that came from Skull and Shackles, I really appreciate the chaotic sessions where we kind of don't do anything, but ruin like either like weird random roleplay, like just a volleyball game all of a sudden, or some Lotus Witch game show. Those are the ones that I like the most, where it's just like you go in and you had no idea what was going to happen, and then you come out and it was great.
Yeah, I like the meta parts of the game quite a bit, and that this session, as written even, has a lot of like little meta Easter eggs and stuff like that. Now, admittedly, they don't veer into it as hard as I've been running it as written, but they certainly planted the seeds there for these kind of madcap, kind of crazy, chaotic sessions. So yeah.
I also wanted to mention when Cyrus used the hourglass on the Hydra thing.
Oh my god, yeah. I worked pretty hard on that boss too. I was like, this is like the most ancient of all Hydras, like the first Hydra ever made by Lutheria in this world. This Hydra's got to be, every head that gets chopped off turns into its own monster. I was like, oh, this monster's so good. And then you guys kind of saw, you're like, oh, this monster ain't fucking around. And then even then I said, okay, 50-50. You're either gonna age it down to a baby or you're gonna make it like twice as strong. And we rolled them dice, and I was already starting to pump its stats. I was like, okay, I know it's gonna be rough. We're gonna lose some people tonight. And then it got aged down. I was like, oh my god, what a gamble! So that was a good one. Oh, also on the topic,
as a DM that you're willing to have that rolled in the open, like, it's actually crazy.
Oh yeah, like I showed you guys the Discord when you descended to the Nether Seas that I was talking to the in another window I was talking to the other DMs who run this game, and I was like, I'm gonna have them roll to see if the ship gets destroyed. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna see if the ship gets. They're like, everyone was like waiting with bated breath for you to like roll to see if the ship got destroyed. They're like, what are you gonna do if the ship gets destroyed? I was like, well, I have this entire side arc planned just in case. And they were like, oh damn, I kind of hope the ship gets destroyed now. Yeah, but no, I like that aspect of D&D. That's, it's different than a video game, which is it's a bit harder. It's getting better, right, with video games where they can kind of patch content in as you go. But I love the idea that things could take a huge twist in D&D, and the worst thing that's going to happen is the DM's like, all right, we're done for the night. I'm going to need a week to get this shit sorted out. I'll see you next week. Yeah. Oh, on the topic of Lotus Witch, I don't know if I told you guys or not, but Mythic went to see Lotus Witch, and they do not have the same following that you guys have, so I could not get Family Feud data generated for them, because there wasn't enough viewership to basically provide, like, Family Feud data, so I did a whole thing where, like, she tried to do it, and then Steve Harvey was like, bitch, you said last time was the last time. And then basically she and Steve Harvey got in an argument, and she snapped her fingers and blew up Steve Harvey's head and sent his headless corpse back to Los Angeles. And then she's like, "We don't need Steve Harvey. We don't need fucking anybody." And then she gave everybody iPhones, and they had to play Jackbox. And then we actually played Jackbox as the characters. So that's what they did with the Lotus Switch in their playthrough. So
That's hilarious.
You want to talk about super meta? They actually had to play. So they did the games where it's like, who in the party would fart in church, that kind of stuff, and then they had to, as their characters.
Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so as their characters, they had to play Jackbox and role play during Jackbox essentially as their characters. So it was pretty fun. All right, anybody else got anything before we start our 100th session? Any?
There are many moments in the campaign. I'll name one that I really enjoyed that was kind of like the start of like what like sold this game as kind of the Greek kind of style story, mythology, whatever you want to call it, was when we did our little trick at the Rock of Esther, where we sent the cattle that we were given, the cattle that Gaius wouldn't take, or like the Basilisk Slayer, and they ate them.
Right, because they were too fat. They were too
Yeah.
fat and full to come eat the sacrifice.
Like, okay, I guess the cattle was good enough, guys. Yeah, that was really like, and then nothing happened. It was like, shit, we actually did our plan work.
Yeah.
And that felt so like a Greek story that definitely happened at some point.
Yeah, when you guys made that suggestion, I was like so excited because to prep for this campaign, I listened to Stephen Fry's Heroes and Myths series or whatever, because he wrote 2 books that basically like modern day retelling of, well, it doesn't happen in modern day, but just a real casual retelling of like Greek myths with like a lot of cheeky British shade being thrown at the characters and stuff like that. And I had just finished listening to it when you guys came up with that idea, and I was like, oh my god, it's exactly the kind of shit that these Greek heroes would have pulled. That's perfect. What a perfect solution. So
And then more recently, when Alexei showed up to help us through that kind of non-winnable situation, with Astraeus having to honor his oath to protect the faiths, and also have to honor his oath to not hurt Fellowship or kind of bind he was in. And then Alexei like peeking his head out through the entire campaign, like, oh, the Breakers of the Chain, they're doing this while we're doing that. And then I'm showing up to basically.
yeah, I never like to lose like a player, especially a player with a good character, and then not have them at least doing something in the background. So it was really satisfying way to kind of tie him back in, to also allow Astraeus to be reunited earlier with the party, and yeah, it worked out really, really well. So I was happy with that.
Well, there are too many other ones to count though. There's head right.
All right, I have this from number 1 fan Jared. So lot of like favorite scenes from the campaign. Phil's polyamorous discourse with Ventus was just so well done. Excellent role play by Remy. The Ventus scene where she's in her lair and she's saying, "Don't come near me, I'll breath weapon you. I mean it." And Phil's like, "But baby, I love you," etc., etc. Best RP scene in the campaign, which I was like, damn, I don't. All right, I had kind of heard from people that the best RP scene of the whole campaign was the death of Demetria, between Demetria and Rysette. But I mean, everybody gets hit a little different with different NPCs and scenes and situations. Hypatia's discourse with herself, capital H, was pretty dope. Every pro Lutheria thing Rysette does is such good RP, especially when they were raiding the Amazons. and they had the talk with the party. It's a great example of an alignment system without us needing an alignment system, right? Obviously, Rysette as a character has had an alignment change, but we don't have a quantified like 9 alignment system. But no one could look at what's happened to Rysette and be like, it's the same Rysette, right? So that's a beautiful way of kind of handling an alignment change that wasn't forced. A cursed magical item didn't make them this way. It was just kind of the evolution of the story there. The scene where everyone rallied around Anna, even though she won't tell anyone her backstory ever, was just an excellent example of the power of friendship. How everyone has handled the statement of boundaries is one of the best aspects of this campaign. Never really pushing each other too far in any one direction, or kind of overstepping, and kind of respecting the sort of characters that you guys are running. Surviving all of the drama, the child killing, the attempted assassination of Volcano Queen. All these things required tremendous investment to work out both in session and out of session, and we all delivered. Stuff that would have ended campaigns instantly, you guys resolved and put behind you. Toughed out, awkward, yet excellent roleplay of 20 plus Astrea speeches. And let's see how we handled the death of a major PC and them getting replaced. Rysette's alignment change. And if I could pick one thing as my favorite thing about the Odyssey streams, it's the way you all have coped and adapted under the adversity and humanness of putting 6 or so people in the same session for 100 episodes and making a show out of it. So that is all from #1 fan Jared. So yeah, guys, good shit.
Thanks, Jared.
Yeah. So let us hope that we have not cursed ourselves going to session 100.
Let us return to the party dying.
This is great. So let's go back and see where we left off. Who wants to do the recap for a point of DM inspiration? And don't forget, you could even throw in a Faxpiration if you want that fatty D10 Faxpiration die to use this session. I don't know if you're going to need it or not, but, it might help. All right, so we got a volunteer for recap. Going once, going twice.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Let me take you over to... it was literally all fighting the whole time. So, yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. Let me take you over to that area. There we go.
So, I believe we finished up, or we started last week with finishing up the battle with Demetria. And moving on to the large tree, which was supposed to be Esther, and the twins, I think. Yeah, and the twins. Well, I don't think there was anyone else. If there was, they weren't important enough for me to remember.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
Oh, the Trog zombie king, but he's kind of on our side now. And then after that, we had the Picklesaurus and a zombie behemoth who came out and basically ate Anna. The Picklesaurus ate me. I was being digested for a while. I don't die, so that's fine. And now we are both out. I think Anna is on the floor, but she'll be picked up soon, thanks to Cyrus. And then we're gonna finish things off with this Ravager guy, who oddly enough seems kind of familiar, but I can't put my mind around it.
You guys are such good sports about that kind of stuff. I appreciate it. I don't know what he reminds me of either.
Single tear from Jankor.
Yeah, Jankor didn't even make it into the fucking recap. All right, guy stole his baby, tried to kill his wife.
I'll be honest. I looked at that token, and I didn't even register that it was there.
Wow. All right, take your point of DM inspiration. And does anybody have a factspiration that they want to share? Something that in 100 episodes we never learned about your character. That is like a secret trivia fact about your character. It has to be something that we haven't already learned in 100 episodes. Going once.
I might have one.
Okay.
You'll have to tell me if I've said this before.
Okay.
But Anna's feathers weren't always red. Didn't always have red hair.
Now I know you told me that. I don't know if the rest of the party knew that.
I don't know if I don't know or if I forgot on purpose.
That makes sense. It's a really small detail.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew.
She was not born with red feathers.
Yeah, you had a similar coloration to your sister, if I believe. Yeah. All right, nice. Yeah, take your factspiration die. Oh man, I gotta save that. The music went right into this D&D background music, city, town square, daytime. That was a pretty good track. All right.
What is the factspiration? It's D10.
D10. Yep. Oh, also, Ventus has been added to the B team proper. She's listed as Ventus, the dragon, copper. Gender is lady. Description: gold digging, recovering bad bitch. B team ability: dragon flyby. Once per short rest, as an action, choose any location within 60 feet to be the point of origin. From there, trigger the following breath weapon. And then there's a comment on the cell that brings up either the acid breath weapon or the slow breath. I was going to keep her with a Giphy breath weapon, but we already have so much complicated shit we have to keep track of. I figured we would just go with basic bitch dragon breath weapon. You could kind of pick which one you want to do. So it's either a line of 12d8 acid or a cone of slow breath. So both those are pretty good. And short rest is pretty fast recovery on that. But all right, then let me go ahead and get our arena music from last week, and we will continue.
Forced to team up with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just...
Oh man, maybe you need to take that inspiration point back. It feels like there's a lot of facts that I miss. It's fine. All right. So, we don't need to do that. We have a playlist. Fantastic. Okay. Starting off round 17. Rysette.
Okay, this is, I believe, the last round of my haste.
Okay.
Yep, because I used on 7. I don't know if it ends at the end of my turn or... I guess it
round 17 in a non-Giphy glyph fight. That's incredible. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna run in to the Pigglesaurus here.
Okay.
I have a flank, I think, with Uria.
She's in there somewhere.
Yeah, this thing here.
Oh no, there's 5
dead?
foot. Yeah, no, it's 5 feet.
Oh,
5 feet.
okay.
Yep. All right, so you rush in.
And I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll hit. Natty 20. Let's see. Boop. And boop. Oh, he's just squirting pickle juice everywhere.
And then I have my flurry.
Okay.
My dice aren't making any sounds when they're rolling.
I hear
I hear sounds.
You might want to check that you don't have the tab muted or that the sound.
Oh, yeah. My tab.
Yep.
Okay. And then I have one more attack from haste. I think they all hit.
They do. All right. The question here is, Rysette, how do you kill the Picklesaurus?
All right. So I want to start with its legs, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of just as I'm running up its leg, up its torso, I'm slicing it open, and trying to, because I know there's salt water inside of it. I'm trying to spray the salt water all over him, and instead of whatever pickle blood it has, it's salt water.
Oh, jeez. Okay. You try to pop him like a balloon to prove to yourself that the saltwater decanter was a good idea.
Yep. She looks at its head and prays for it to start shrinking due to salt.
Okay.
And then she ends her turn.
All right. As you pray, Lutheria looks over at you and smiles and says, "There'll be plenty of other heads, dear." And the Picklesaurus just goes,
Yeah, I've honestly gotten more heads in this fight than I've ever gotten, so she's already pretty happy.
All right.
And then
Then
my haste wears off.
okay. And then who do you pass to?
I pass.
Oh wait.
because
Oh
of the,
yeah. Sorry. Last night we had active initiative. All right, and we did a shitload of fighting. They got a bananas random encounter while sailing that you guys have not gotten yet. It was pretty fucking crazy. All right. To Anna.
All right. So
Saving throw against death.
Hello.
No, wait. You're in the blood aura. Never mind. 5 hit points and take your turn.
Yes. All right. So yeah, as the blood mist kind of it's like smelling salts, brings her back to consciousness. She panics and looks around. Half movement to stand up. Kind of survey what's left. We got a bunch of zombies over here, and Picklesaurus is down. I'll just look to myself. I need to keep healing, and I'll see Dimitri down as well. So I'm gonna do a big burst of healing on myself, and the kind of trailing embers from that will fall over towards Dimitri and give him some healing too. So that's gonna be my action, bonus action for some healing, and then I'll pick myself up and fly up a little bit in front of Hypatia. Oh, she's much higher than me. Anyway, I'll fly up near Hypatia. Alright, so let me just do Dimitri first. When I cast a Cure Wounds on myself. That'll be my turn.
All right.
Get max from
Pointless Trog Zombie is just chilling. All right. Let's see. According to this, Ravager does have a little bit left in the tank here. He'll take his last legendary action. Since there's nobody else competing for it now in this particular wave. And... Uria's down 50...
Disrespect.
What?
Jankor disrespect.
Oh, did we skip Jankor again?
No, you
No,
said
you said
he
he's
could
not.
use the pool.
Jankor's not competing for it.
I mean, guys, if I had to, honestly, if I only have so many, I can't really afford to give any to Jankor.
This is where Jankor like eats like a special like pellet and hulks out.
Oh, that'd be great. With Anna's permission, I guess we'll do that. Let's see. So El Ravager. El Ravager is a little bit left in the tank. He sees that Uri is coming for him and that you use static initiative, so he needs to take Uri out. And that is what he's going to try to do. This is going to be at disadvantage because he's in air melee with Cyrus, but he reaches to the golf bag, essentially, this is oversized quiver on his back, produces a javelin of lightning, and he's gonna chuck it at Yuria.
This is super important. What is the command word?
The command word for the javelin of lightning bolts?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know what Phil's said.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, the command word for this is it's a strange word in Abyssal. Does anybody speak Abyssal? I think we established last week that like everyone spoke Infernal, but nobody spoke Abyssal. But
No.
Yeah, no.
okay, yeah, I don't know who you think this is because this guy's obviously from the Nether Seas. So, anyways, he's gonna throw this javelin of lightning. Here we go. Disadvantage though. Ooh, got a 17 still. All right. No, I don't need a template, but thank you, Foundry. Oh, fine. You can put the template down. All right. Sometimes it's a little too helpful. All right. It's gonna strike her, and I don't believe she gets a dexterity because she is not in the intervening path of it. That shit blows up, and she drops. And then drops again, so it's a failed death save on her. Let's see. Do we have death saves anymore as a marker? We'll just make it this blue thing. Here we go. So she has one blue thing. All right, and she kind of falls from the air. Her turn gets passed. I guess we'll do a
5
death
health.
save. Oh yeah, shit. Because you consider her an ally. All right. Let's see. She's gonna get back up. Let's see. 5 health. And she looks around confused that, like, who healed her? And she look over and she sees Cyrus, and she sees this blood mist kind of like emanating from his pores and like forming like all around him. And she takes a deep breath, sees El Ravager up there, sees Cyrus is squaring off against him, and she calls up to you, Cyrus. You need any help?
I think I can take him.
Alright, they're just gonna fly over to Jakor and start punching this dude in the face. But wait, she only has 5 health. Damn. Okay. She will try to grapple him. There we go. Because if she punched him, she would kill herself. Oh shit, alright. It causes a consequence. Well, like the 400th consequence of this fight. The next attack against you is at advantage, Jankor. Alright. So he's an easy target. He is grappled. And she is going to pile drive him to here.
I want to see Jankor kill himself punching Uriel because she's got the fire aura.
Oh my god. Play passes to El Ravager. And you hear the 4 bloops of legendary actions. El Ravager looks at you, Cyrus. He's going to use a bonus action to second wind and recover some health. All right. And then he is going to multi-attack, attacking 3 times. Okay. Here we go. Sizing you up, seeing your super dope armor. I think this guy's gonna go reckless. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and do reckless attack. And here we go. The first attack is gonna be with the hammers. Breaking the weapon into 2, they turn into 2 hammers. 22.
I will expend the use on my shield to give myself +5 AC.
Oh shit. Okay. Sticks the hammers back together, turns into a lance, brings the lance around. 13 does not get through those defenses. And then finally, the lance shifts into the Hackmaster +12. A 29.
That will get through.
Alright, 21 slashing, 1 psychic. Which if you resisted to psychic, you would take 0 damage from 1. Alright, and then he will just sort of, fly around you in a circle kind of thing, just, because, gladiator, you gotta make it, gotta make it look good. So just while he was fighting, he was constantly flying around you in circles, trying to get them anime points. Picklesaurus is out of the fight. Frankie Tyrannosaurus mules sadly because he's screwed. He wants to eat Dimitri, who's on the ground, but he can't get to Dimitri, who's on the ground. He can't get any closer to Cyrus. So he's gonna just walk over here and attack the stinky guy. And he is not immune to the stink aura of this guy's very powerful stench. So here we go. He's going to try and bite with disadvantage and tail with disadvantage. Oh wait, he can't do both because of the T-Rex union. Alright, 17 is going to hit the Trog King. No, does not get through his Nether Seas enhanced muscles and armor. This boy spends most of his time in the prison yard just working out. Alright, that is its turn.
Death has only made his stench stronger.
As the turn ends, Ravager is going to try and hit you again with the Hackmaster plus 12. Let's see. If you're reckless at the beginning of your turn, does it last through your whole turn?
It lasts until the whole turn.
Alright, so here's a 32 for 22 and another 1 point of psychic.
What? No, reckless is only for the turn you use.
It doesn't last through, like, opportunity attacks?
But you take
That's not the whole round.
attacks at advantage throughout the whole turn.
I'm pretty sure. It's okay. Go ahead. It's the Hackmaster plus 12. Is what.
Oh, good. Can you get advantage on does reckless attack work on opportunity attacks? Reckless attack has to be decided to be used during the first attack of the turn. If you choose to attack recklessly, all attacks that turn, opportunity attacks as well, are at advantage.
25 would have got me.
But that mean for the round though?
That's what it's saying for. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, pretty sure.
All right, sweet.
Let's see. This can only be triggered on your own turn. Only gives advantage on your turn. Disadvantage lasts until your next turn. It doesn't give advantage to attacks against you until you declare it in your first attack. So if you trigger opportunity attacks before you attack, well, that's good to know. Man, going to like school here for this shit. All right. There we go. So that would bring us to Hypatia.
Okay. I'm gonna fly over here. And I'm gonna start stabbing people.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh shit.
First one going to Ravager.
Advantage.
It is. Oh my god. All right. That almost took him out.
All right. Next.
If he hadn't done the second wind.
Oh, of course he did. Okay. I gotta. Next one will go for Jankor. Let me find it and roll it again. It's mad at me because it says I don't have any more. Oh,
Okay,
nice.
how does Jankor die? 102 damage, Jesus Christ.
Damn.
I feel like he jumps in front of what was meant for Ravager and just takes it. Like, oh, I didn't mean to kill you, bud.
See, Ravager, they consider me
Next one's gonna be...
Oh yeah, I could totally see him shouting at you like, "Don't waste your attacks on him! This one is the true clan!" And like, just blood geysers out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one's for T-Rex friend. Scared T-Rex. Nope, that's the wrong thing.
Okay, 18's gonna hit.
And last two will be for whichever two zombies are closest to Dimitri. And
Okay, sure.
I can roll them, or you can just kill them.
They will die. Here we go. Boop. All right.
Don't even give them their zombie constitution. Zombie force.
And then like the flickering stops, and it's just Hypatia sliding the dagger back into its sheath, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Before the end of Hypatia's turn, I'm going to use my reaction because I have my
Manticore
Desert
thing,
Wind
right?
up.
The Scorpion King. Got it.
Didn't you use your reaction for the shield?
Truth.
True. Okay.
Okay.
What, guys? I'm not rooting for Al Ravager to win. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, this is Al Ravager's last thing, I think, because 3 attacks coming from Cyrus. The dude's on fumes, but all right. He is going to. Yeah, and you're his greatest thing would be landing a crit, but you're immune to crits with that armor. So yeah, he just swings on you wildly. That is what would have been a critical hit because this guy has brutal critical. Oh no, brutal critical is additional damage if he scores a crit. It doesn't have a bigger crit range. Boo. All right, so yeah, he hackmasters in for 40, doing 29 more slashing and 1 psychic. You could tell that this guy maybe is at his limit. I don't know. The tattoos on his body, particularly on his head, are glowing with an intensity. Okay. Play passes to Cyrus.
Alright, we are going to use non-lethal attacks because we have inkling about this guy. At least Cyrus does.
Mine were going to be lethal. Sorry.
All right, let's see. The first swing's at advantage. Okay, how do you non-lethally take out El Ravager?
3 strikes in rapid succession, and when he starts falling, gonna grab him by his cloak.
Reaction to
Down
grab
lower
him.
to the floor.
Okay, shit. All right. The arena explodes. Literally, everyone dies. No, the arena explodes with raucous cheering. They can't believe this turn of events. Let me see. Nope. No. Here we go. All right.
Why can I not hear the game sound? I don't know what's going on.
I don't have any sound playing through Foundry right now. It's all coming through the pipe or the bot. All right. Everyone is cheering. Lutheria stands up. She is clapping her hands like fucking Citizen Kane shit over there. She's just like really into it. Those of you who know, you know what's happening with that clapping. It's mesmerizing. Everyone in the crowd is just cheering. Some of their heads are popping off because they're undead. Some of their arms are dislocating. It is bananas. The T-Rex sighs and he opens his mouth, and all the zombies sigh, and they go climbing inside his mouth. Including the Trog King. He's like, I'm joining them. I'm out of here. And then they all very sadly leave the arena. Losers. All right. This Ultraloth says,
well, what an unexpected and unprecedented fight we have seen in this great arena. I am pleased that you are able to witness such power and prowess, Lutheria, great queen of the Nether Seas. I hope that these champions have impressed you.
She is already standing because she did standing applause, and she looks down at all of you and says, you performed admirably today. I understand why Versi chose you. hopefully, in your time here in my kingdom, you can spare a moment or two to visit me. I extend to you my hospitality should you find your way to the Hypnos. You will be my honored guests.
Son of a bitch.
And as she says that, you guys feel kind of the thrum of the magic of the world of Thylea, as you know that you have been given that oath of hospitality, and in turn are bound by those tenets, just as she is bound by those tenets. And then she says, "Alas, I have matters to attend to, but I will see you soon, heroes. And Warden, please release my son-in-law to his allies. They will need his help for what is to come." And you see him swallow real hard in his little froggy skin throat. And he says, "I meant no deception." And she says, "It is fine. Deception always has its place. And it was entertaining." And then she bamfs out. This big, huge Lamia bamfs out. And then Selene bamfs out. And these two harpies take flight. All right. You see a bunch of cockroach demons coming out onto the field. And they don't have, like, gurneys. They just have, like, wheelbarrows and axes. And they start hacking everything up, throwing it into the wheelbarrows. Or, sorry, barrows? That's a hard word. Okay. So what do you guys do? Oh.
Yeah. But I would just kind of congregate to the middle.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna just hang out next to the blood mist, kind of.
Oh, right. Get as much of it as you can before it expires.
Yeah. And how's Ravager?
I would look at Cyrus like, why did you catch him? Ew.
I'm gonna give a good hard look at the Ogoloth, Ultraloth.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. And say, are you gonna drop his disguise or not?
He lets out a long sigh and he says,
It was for his own good. I worried that Lutheria would come for him when she found out he was here all by his lonesome. You understand I did it out of kindness and altruism, of course."
And he snaps his fingers, and all of the cool shit that Phil had on him just kind of goes and like kind of turns into like mist, and you are holding a very naked Philippocles. We don't have updated art for it, but there is something different about Philippocles. He doesn't have his cool beard anymore. He just has a Burt Reynolds mustache now. That's called character development.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, the snake arm?
Yes, he still has a snake arm.
That was part of the
Okay. Yeah, the snake also has a Burt Reynolds mustache.
Excellent.
He's unconscious, right?
Yes, you are you are unconscious.
I do like a step back and a double take. Like, what did you do to him?
I fought with him too many times and I don't recognize that fighting.
Oh.
He was mean, Cyrus. He's not mean.
I mean, he had flying sandals just like Phil does.
The Ultra
And a really cool
says
sword, just like Phil does.
telepathically to you guys, so that no one in the arena, none of the people in the stands can hear. He says, "All will be explained afterwards. Go and wash up, and I will meet you outside of the Colosseum. We will walk through the gardens, then talk."
I'm huffy now.
All right, so you guys go and essentially shower off the 18 rounds of gore or 17 rounds of gore. Okay.
Does that count
and
as
it
a
goes
short
to make sure
rest?
the B team's okay. And
Yeah, it definitely counts as a short rest, Rysette. I know you were down to only 50 key points there. You're getting a little nervous.
Six.
Honestly, I'd rather have a monk with 2 specializations and unlimited key points than have Stunning Strike in my game. That's how I feel about monks. So, yeah. It's not like you're the first unkillable level 12 plus PC I've had to deal with. I'm looking at you, all the Zealot Barbarians out there. I think Claximus and I even had a conversation mid-battle where I was like, can I just not attack you anymore and say I attacked you since I can't kill you? And he's like, that works for me. And I was like, cool, that'll speed up combat tremendously. So I'm just like, these guys attack Claximus. Alright, next. Yeah. Alright. I will move you guys back to the underworld. Does anybody heal Phil, or do you just leave him unconscious and
he's got
naked?
the mist around him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so Phil, you would have come too.
We've got at least 20 hit points or so back from that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tough.
Phil, the last thing you remember is agreeing to go into witness protection gladiator services with the Ultraloth.
And I'm in Cyrus's arms.
Yes.
Oh. Why do I feel like shit?
Phil, you're all right. And a hug runs up and hugs.
Because we had to beat the shit out of you.
Kyra, who's going to go hug him, sees that you're hugging him, and then she pulls the brakes and stops because she doesn't want to hug him while you're hugging him, and then you accidentally hug her, and then you freak out because you don't remember who she is. And she just looks on at you guys hugging, and she says, "I'm just so happy that you're okay. I'll be honest, Phil. I don't know if anybody else thought this was what was happening, but I thought we were gonna just find you, balls deep in Lutheria. I'm really glad that that's not what happened."
Well, that's why I agreed to be here, because I didn't want her to find me.
Oh shit!
It's not like I was afraid or anything.
That demon was telling the truth then?
Well, yeah, it's man, when I got here, I found a Titan was dead, and then Grandma told me to leave, so I got on a random boat, took me here, and I knew I wasn't afraid that Lutheria would know I was here, but I was suspicious. So that alien guy said he could hide me. So we wrote up a contract, and I signed it. And now I'm here.
Wow.
Honestly, not that bad, Phil.
Yeah, I figured you, Rysette, would end up at the Colosseum, so I knew you'd find me. But why do I feel terrible?
Cyrus did it.
Well, you were trying to fight us because you were under his control in a disguise. So we had to beat you.
I don't think that was in our contract. I read it as best I could, but without Hypatia,
Well, you were... whatever.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah, also you had some pretty sweet dance moves out there. I was a lot of... As she starts doing that weird chicken head bob that you were doing? A lot of this, a lot of like.
I giggle and I feel better.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Dimitri. He's been helping us since the hags.
Kyra leans in to you, Phil, and says, "I mean, helping's a very strong exaggeration, but I mean, he was there. Still better than cabbage."
Yeah, Dimitri's just kind of like, I'm here because I was told to be. Phil's gonna be like, who the fuck are you? And damn it, Cyrus, you just made me have to roleplay with myself like an idiot. And then Dimitri is like, it's like, well, your grandma told you to leave. She told me to come. And Phil's gonna roll an insight. I'm not gonna roll it, he's gonna fail. He's like, sure thing. I'm pretty sure that fucking alien owes me money anyways.
All right, Phil, you get dogpiled by brother Bullbug, boyfriend Lorius, and gold digging girlfriend Ventus. They just sort of like all pile on there. Bullbug says, I couldn't wait any longer. I gotta give you a hug, Phil. I was so worried about you.
Oh, I wasn't worried because I knew you would take my place and defend everyone.
He just starts openly starts sobbing. He just starts sobbing because he's strong enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? He's strong enough to do that.
And then
he gets a lot of therapy from Nessa, which he's also strong enough to do. So
stronger than Phil. Yeah, and then Phil will just give Ventus a kiss and give Lorius a kiss.
All right, Ventus says, I didn't doubt you would be fine. My understanding of arena fighting is like there's a lot of money involved. Do you get to see any prize money from this, or?
I mean, I'm supposed to. I made sure it's in the contract just for you, baby.
Yes. And then Lorius says, the others didn't know, but I knew as soon as I saw those muscles oiled up and rippling on the battlefield. That's Phil. It's good to have you back. And he hugs you again.
Yeah, just long embrace.
Try.
Emotions. He'd also welcome any of the chosen into the group hug if they would like.
Yeah, Astreus goes to hug you, and he whispers to you. He says, Do you know that woman that was with Lutheria? I can't get her off my mind. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Wait, Lutheria was here?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you wouldn't know either. Oh, okay. Anyways, I'm really glad you're okay, Phil. And he gives you like a hard squeeze and a manly punch on the back, and kind of backs away. But he definitely looks like he is haunted.
Yeah, Phil will go to Anna and be like, what happened to him? Doesn't seem the same.
Something was taken from him. Like, it was taken from... I can't remember what it was.
Does everyone else know?
Sorry?
Oh, Phil. Yes, we know.
What is it? Can we get it back?
Yeah. That's why we were here, right? I look at the group.
Yeah, reasons.
Yeah. I think we just did what we needed to help get it back.
All right. You guys are, either you shower yourselves off or you're showered off by attendants, and kind of led outside to these gardens that look down upon the tortured souls / Coliseum, and you see the warden. Oh, don't call him baddie. That's mean. Okay. So rude. All right. Yeah, you see the warden kind of hover, like maybe my toe is dragging along the floor. I don't know. I got these spooky robes. And he comes in and he says, heroes. Well played and well done. You did exactly what I needed you to do. At the exact right time, I needed you to do it. And I will honor my arrangement. Lutheria has been called away by yet another emergency. I am willing to release to you the soul of the sun god Helios. But do you have a soul I can replace him with?
Oh, we had a good idea and I don't remember what it was. But I remember having a good idea.
Oh, it wasn't part of the deal. He's just asking you if you have a soul. Yeah.
Oh, real quick, just make sure.
Yeah. The deal was simply you guys compete in his arena, and if you won, he would release one soul of your choice from the torment of Oathbreaker Island. And so, honestly, him saying Helios is also him kind of assuming, or, but it's still within your rights. Yeah, this is like keen mind hypothesis, like kind of catching up on things. It is well within your rights to ask for any soul from Oathbreaker Island, not Helios, even though that was your original intent. Because the wording of your guys' agreement was you can have one soul from Oathbreaker Island.
And figured out that Alexei wasn't here.
Correct. Alexei is in the personal care of the Furies, and that Arasta was currently on the barge with was on the war barge Hypnos with Lutheria.
It's all great.
Hearing.
Did it have anything to do with the woman? I think we talked about we didn't really want to. Whatever the Kraken was planning might come up.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted us to.
Yeah.
Well, wait,
true.
so you guys bargained for a soul?
Yeah. Somebody here.
Who's all here?
I mean, Helios primarily. There's also that Dragonlord lady that Kraken was talking about, but...
And we found out Helios is still holding on to a fragment of soul.
S-O-L, not S-O-U-L. Soul, the bird.
I feel like obviously, yeah.
Do you hold the contract for all the souls of your gladiators? Your gladiators. Some of them are not traders. So do you hold the contracts for their souls?
Oh, no, I'm only in charge of those who are oathbreakers. If you're referring to Yuria, the Autumn Wind, she was here by choice. She is a fiery soul, craves violence. She grows impatient, waiting for her day of judgment to come, as do all the souls in the Nether Seas. It is becoming very crowded down here.
So, yeah, Helios, then, I think.
And that That's not all you owe us. We made deals.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am very pleased that you were defeated so soundly after building up such a great reputation in such a short amount of time. Many betted, hoping and believing you were unstoppable. How fortunate, then, that you lost and made us a tremendous amount of money.
And now that she's here, I'd like my lawyer to review the contract.
Okay. Basically, the contract says that the Ultraloth will protect and hide Philippocles from Lutheria until such a time as his allies come to retrieve him. And that, if asked specifically about the whereabouts of Philippocles, the Ultraloth would provide enough information to ensure that Philippocles' allies would eventually find him. And there's a little asterisk that it says, eventually being a span of time between 1 and 999 years. It also says that Philippocles is entitled to a portion of his earnings from his time in the Colosseum that can at no point be higher than 9,999 drachmae. At which point you see some cockroach dudes coming up, and one of them has a fat sack of coins, and he goes over and he plops them down in front of Philippocles. And then he comes back and says,
Is there any way that I can get your autograph before you head out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right here on my blood-stained trident would be great.
I will sign his bloodstained trident.
Yeah. Just carve it in there. That's fine.
It's kind of hard to do, but I'll do it. It's shoddy work. It
okay.
says Phil.
He said, wait, I really wanted you to put El Ravager on there.
It just says Phil. I don't know who that is. I couldn't sign for them.
I'll know it out.
Wouldn't be right.
Whatever.
Alright. And he waddles off.
Well, I'm glad I was able to be of such use to you, heroes. Now, what soul shall I be releasing into your custody?
Let's get Helios and let's take our leave. This place is unpleasant.
Okay.
So we now know Lutheria is kind of letting her duty slack a bit. The number of souls is backing up. At least that's what I got from this interaction.
Okay.
I mean,
That said something similar.
Yep.
if you want, I could, since it seems like we're about to make a really big decision right now, I could, commune. See if maybe Mitros knows another soul. She can't say a name, but he could give us clues or something.
And the guy is kind of hesitating there. He says,
I have eternity. You have significantly less time. But feel free to stay in these gardens as long as you need. When you're ready, you can send this horrid creature to fetch me.
and the hard creature looks at you guys.
Yeah, what's up?
I would just look at Phil and say, if you want to.
I mean, it seems
The-
Actually, how many questions?
3.
And yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, I could ask, like, is Helios the soul we should free? Then I could ask, is there another soul we should bargain for? And then maybe something else.
Yeah, well, it's up to you, but the Yugoloth was not especially helpful.
I feel like I've made him rich. I think he might be amenable to help me out, especially if we have something to trade.
Well, no, I mean helpful in the way of pointing out to us who is here.
I also.
Yeah, I would ask anything for you, Anna.
Was first to her, but obviously, those equity.
And maybe we don't ask the first question. Maybe we ask the other and do more of your choosing. I know you have a lot to come.
I know it's not something we thought about, but how are we going to transport his soul out of here? I mean, it needs a physical body, doesn't it?
I mean, we never killed Helios.
Yeah, he's like god level powerful. I feel like he could just make himself a new body.
Did you have questions, Anna?
I'm brainstorming right now.
Okay.
Quick up before that, I want to go.
As you approach, she starts like straightening out her laurel and like adjusting her boobas and kind of like straightening out her clothes. So you know, hey.
I wanted to say, it's wonderful out there. I don't think we got as far as we did without you inspiring us. And I'm sorry if it got annoying. I know I called on you a lot.
Oh no. I mean, that's great. It's good to be useful. Anytime we can stick it to the people in charge, by taking advantage of poor wording on homebrew stuff that they make. That's a win. That's a win. And she kind of stares in a direction that there doesn't seem to be anybody there, but right now she's looking me right in the fucking eyes. So, but it just kind of looks like she's staring off at nothing. And then she turns back to you and says, "You were amazing out there. I love how competent you were."
I feel like all the time I just swing it and hope for the best, but I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, it's like, just like hug her, and then
Okay.
And then go back to my.
When you hug her, her heart is beating like a hummingbird.
Are you okay? Need to sit down?
Joe, I'm okay. I'm just, I'll be honest. They say honesty's best. I kind of have a huge crush on you, so.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it just started or what, but yeah. Oh, hey. So Phil being back reminds me of this. Why are barbarians never offended?
Why?
Thick skin. It's a unarmored. Never mind. Hold on. I got a better one. Okay. What did the left eye say to the right eye?
What?
Just between us, something smells.
That's good.
All right, and as you laugh, she does seem to be undergoing a tremendous amount of relief. All right, Soul looks at you and looks at Kyra, looks at you, looks at Kyra, and like a fucking Little Mermaid animal, just kind of like nudges you towards Kyra a little bit, and then makes like happy pigeon sounds. All right. So you're gonna talk to Grandma, huh?
Yeah, once Anna's figured out what she wants to have.
We'll play amongst yourselves.
What have you guys found so far?
Giant creature in a box.
A giant, like how giant?
Like, you seen those big boxes out in the Nether Sea?
No,
Big
I didn't
steel
notice.
cages?
No.
Oh, they're bigger than they're about the size of the Colossi back in
Oh
Mitros.
wow, that's pretty big. Did you kill it? God, I bet that was epic.
No. We landed on its back and didn't even realize it was a creature until it started moving. Not
what'd
something
you
we
do?
wanted to. We killed its food source. Hopefully, it starved it to death.
Wouldn't have been my plan, but I guess that's one way of killing things. How long has it been?
Hypatia, you have the best guess of figuring out what's happened. You think you've been down here for anywhere between 3 to 5 days.
And
Also worth mentioning, Hypatia. I didn't mention this because you guys are doing a pretty good job of the crew's been doing a pretty good job of maintaining it, and they knew you had other things on your mind. But Chandras did point out that the ocean down here is so necrotic that it is dissolving the hull of the ship. Now, a function of the Antikytherian, now that you've repaired it and everything, is that it can be used to repair the ship each day. And that's been keeping the ship going. But you could not stay down here forever, because the damage being dealt, even with this magic, it's slowly winning out. So you could stay down here for a while, but ultimately, since the ship is not of the Nether Seas, it will eventually be consumed by them. But it's not a timetable that impacts you guys significantly or at all. However, if the ship did get into a fight with something or take a lot of damage, then it could be a bit more problematic. But right now, it's losing health, as it were, at such a slow pace that as long as you don't decide to relocate here and you get out of here eventually, you should be fine. But it is something I have a post-it note here for that I had never actually mentioned that to you guys since you got here, because we've been busy with other stuff. But yeah, the ship is slowly but surely going to be dissolved. Again, it's not at a pace that matters. You guys will have already failed the campaign by the time the ship's dissolved. That's the timetable. But it is worth mentioning that that's how fucked up the water here is.
So don't go for a swim.
Yeah, definitely stay out of the water. Don't drink it. Don't swim in it.
I'll tell Phil. I think we've been here. I think it's been a week, give or take, since we lost you at the Fates.
Wow, you guys came quick. Oh yeah, how did that go? Did you kill her?
Yeah.
You killed her.
Yeah. No, we did. Except now we're at the place where the dead people live, so she's still here, and we are gonna have to maybe go kill her again.
Hopefully she can't teleport me this time.
Well, yeah, where would she teleport you to? And theoretically, she's locked up. Maybe we can just talk.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's like this dead Titan I was talking to. He's not dead, he's kinda like petrified. Oh, did you?
Yeah, we met that guy. He said that you left.
I kinda promised to save him. So we gotta
He was very-
figure out how to do that.
Yeah. And like my staff is probably trying to make noises at this point, and I'm like telling it to shut up. Yeah, that's definitely on the list.
We need to get Lutheria's scythe to do that, so
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I figured you would know.
it's definitely gonna be a challenge. But we got you back, so that should make it a bit easier.
And anything it takes.
So Astraeus kind of like leans into you, Rysette, and says, Rysette, I know that Dimitri's supposed to be with us, but does he really have to be with us?
What do you mean?
Well, I just mean he's not, frontline hero material. It just kind of seems like he'd be better off on the B team with,
With you?
He just looks confused when you say that. I'm here by your side every step of the way, Rysette. I'm not on the B team. That's ridiculous. I mean, like, with Bulbug and Lorius, that's kind of where I think he kind of fits.
Right. I mean, I feel like I look at him. He seems kind of like a Cabbage situation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not even B team yet. Just
Oof.
kind of here.
Okay. I mean, I can't argue.
But this is the guy that said he would literally jump in front of a fucking sword for you.
Well, wait till you find out his B team ability.
Hey Phil.
Look, it's pretty simple. We have the poll tools working. I'm just going to put it to a vote. Remy will have to live by this decision. Okay, who
I want to make
will
my own decision.
Remy play as for the rest of the campaign? Question mark. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I've gathered.
Democracy will reign. Democracy will reign. I know that as a good
those polls where like I can make multiple accounts and keep voting.
50-50
It's all right. It was a close one. It was a close one. But Remy, if you don't mind, would you continue to play Philippocles for the time being?
Yeah, that's
All right.
I think
All
I
right.
can manage. Man,
Sorry, Cabbage. It was close. It was close.
I think I know who voted for Kevin.
I don't know if Jack gets a vote, sorry.
What we don't what we don't know is that Phil, because it's blind votes. We don't know that Phil actually voted for Cabbage. So, and we'll never know. We'll never know.
I'll lay it out here instead. I voted for Phil. Let the record show. I was the deciding vote.
All right. So, with all that settled, Dimitri will join the B team. His ability is not officially in stone yet, but there is another great hero with another great ability on the B team, and he is going to have a similar ability to that storied hero. Basically, he could take one hit for someone. But if he does, he dies irrevocably forever.
That's because
Yeah.
Ah, the thug roll.
Yeah, he is the thug roll of this campaign.
You get like the B team plus where he doesn't have to be slotted.
Oh no, he doesn't. They had so many of these dudes by the end of Skull and Shackles, they could have had like 5 extra lives going into the final battle. That's okay though.
Oh my god, dude. It's like when we choose him, it's gonna be like, alright, it's your time, buddy.
I mean, if you know you're going into a hard ass fight, I mean,
It's gonna be super
Kiss your
useful.
wife.
Sorry to say, like honestly, I was utilizing that B team hard. That gauntlet.
here it is. Once per day. I love that I put once per day. Can take 1 hit for any other creature. If he does, he is utterly destroyed forever.
He's so crazy.
Right.
Now you have to put in the whole cannot be resurrected outside the means of a true resurrection or a wish spell.
Oh no, I mean it's forever.
Well, not even a wish spell.
He's erased from our memory.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. I mean, with the way he
Now
rolls.
they
so
did level up Thug Roll, so Thug Roll had a couple of extra things that he could do. After his time in prison, for example, Thug Roll gained the ability Shank a Bitch, which does give you a bonus action stab, which is pretty cool. All right.
I'll be honest. I only had one question I could think of. Anyone else has a? I'm in.
So that means right now our two questions are: is there a soul on this island worth bargaining for?
Than Helios.
Well, I thought we were just resurrecting Helios regardless because he had the part of soul. So I feel like
you
we
mean
shouldn't-
potentially bartering like Cyrus's souls that Cyrus kind of hinted that he would do that, and then the Ultraloth got like a huge chubby. He was like, yes, legendary monster souls. Very excited about that prospect.
Well, honestly, originally I was thinking about bartering Dimitri, so I didn't.
But each of the epic paths has different rewards to it, and rather than getting like items like dragon slaying swords, whatever bullshit the Slayer was supposed to get, Cyrus got these monster abilities essentially. So he would be giving up essentially a part of his epic path to do so. So it would be a very big sacrifice on his part.
Just gonna say, this is totally out of character. I mean,
yeah,
maybe one of those souls worth the Hackmaster plus 12. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. Actually,
what's the Hackmaster plus 12?
So what was happening there was just a illusionary redistribution of Phil power, right? Because obviously the real Phil hit a lot harder than Ravager would ever hit. But it was much flashier to have him, like, you know, turning his weapon into all these different weapons and then finishing with a big ass Hackmaster plus 12. But like, if you mathed out, if you mathed out the and the D4 psychic, if you mathed out the DPS, it was, you know, it was on par with the normal Phil fight. So. But the Easter egg there is El Ravager is a character from Knights of the Dinner Table, which is a super old school comic about a group of people that play D&D, and the one guy was just a total murder hobo, no personality, no nothing, and his fightar was El Ravager, and his personality was I own a Hackmaster plus 12. So yeah. And it was the thing that like the DM regretted ever giving to him, but could never bring himself to take away, kind of thing. Yeah, it was very cool. So that was kind of a tribute to that. So
It's one of those times you roll on the loot table and you're like, shit.
right? Like, I had a weapon like that. I made a weapon that was like the spinal column of a demon turned into a whip, and it was like a melee reach whip that was basically a flame tongue. And I gave it out at very low level, and that character was suddenly just like a killing machine. And they were very happy about it. But my monsters were very sad. So, all right. I guess.
Do you want to say your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could provide out of character.
Yeah, works for me. You guys are workshopping it. You're taking your time.
Okay. I need to take Curious Scythe. Break it. I need to know what other entities lie within it. Would they, if they are free, cause great harm?
So you want me to ask Mitros out of character?
Mm-hmm.
Because it has to be a yes or no. Essentially, if we destroy the scythe, would the souls that are released cause harm? Okay.
I don't understand the full power of the scythe. So. Obviously, if we break it, and something bad, at least I feel obligated.
I gotta ask you, is this a question you want to answer? And Phil will tell you that when you ask him. Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like knowing is better than not. Obviously,
but what
really bad happened.
She can only respond vaguely. Like, what if there's one soul that does evil, but the rest do magnitude of good? You won't know.
That's all I have for now. Only thing on my mind.
Oh.
I have a question. Which, if it comes down to it, I will ask Crash via Vitros. Would freeing Thalia's break Lutheria's guest friendship? Not actually attacking her.
Oh.
Oh wait, is this a question for Mitros or a question for Crash?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you guys grew up in the world, you lived in the world. High Potty, pretty smart. Let me reread the Oath of Hospitality and get back to you.
Okay.
All right.
I was actually looking forward to
Yeah.
when she's saying like, "Oh God, what are we in for?"
Now, I'm assuming you would try your best not to do it, but you would be essentially magically driven to do it by failing against the weapon's id, essentially. Maybe?
Or, I mean, in character, I would say that I don't really oppose the weapon's goal strongly enough
Right. Yeah.
Fight it that hard.
Okay. Let's see. All right. While I'm looking that up, continue your plotting and planning because there's quite a bit to cover.
I think I know what I want to ask her. I think I have all the questions.
Okay.
Now we should decide if we
Are you?
want to go find her now, or I don't know what else we'd be looking for.
Crash, I'm gonna DM you the question.
Okay.
Phil, are you sure you don't want to ask if Lutheria could be an ally?
I'm asking something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Your way to cure her.
And unfortunately, I'm pretty stumped on this whole thing.
Yeah, otherwise, especially if trying to free Thalius would break guest friendship, then I mean, I hate to say it, but we should wander around and just try and find her. That way it doesn't come into play.
But the next time.
No, she mentioned, like, she had invited us to her
All right.
home.
So,
Right.
guest friendship is a concept of great import in the lands of Thylea. It requires that all hosts show generosity and courtesy to guests who are far from home, no matter what disputes may divide the two parties. For guest friendship to be established, a host must invite someone into their home and provide them with food or drink. It is expected that the guest should provide a gift to the host to seal the friendship, but the bond is established as soon as the guest has shared a meal with the host. So if you did it before you ate or drank any food, you would not be bound. The bond of guest friendship ends when a guest has departed with the host's blessing. After that, the two may become enemies once more. However, if one party brings about harm to the other while the bond is in effect, then the friendship is broken, and the offending party can be subjected to the curse of the treacherous. Furies are widely known to be arbiters of such disputes, and few are willing or foolish enough to suffer their wrath. Keep in mind that that is the oath that Helios broke with you guys intentionally.
Yeah, it might be. Patty, you remember the timer on that? Obviously, a long time away. Maybe we should stop by another box. Sort of know if the sands are greater or lesser. Timer.
Yeah, we certainly could do that.
So what about the old phrase that you're not a guest, you're family? How does that go?
That's a totally different thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
That's-
like,
All right, Crash, I sent you the questions. I'd like the answers privately.
oh, privately. Okay. All right, let's see what we could do here. That's per Mitros.
Okay. Phil's gonna like come back to everyone and say, it's time to leave this island. We should be going.
All right. Helios then, and no one else?
Yeah.
Okay, you alert this creature, and it scuttles off.
Okay.
And in time, the warden appears, walking side by side with a tall, mysteriously beautiful man with golden glowing eyes. And the two seem to be having an amiable, psychic conversation. And then, psychically, you hear the warden say,
Well, no hard feelings then. We all do what we must, and live with those consequences.
and then Helios nods to him, and he looks back at the rest of you, and he says, you didn't have to do what you did, but I appreciate it. I will do what I can to aid you in the fight that is to come. And I will return to you something that was never mine to begin with. And you see his hands, they kind of turn into like claws, golden scaled claws with like long talons. The dude's a dragon, in case anybody was unsure. And he plunges into his chest. You hear the crackling of bone and the rending of flesh and muscle, and he jaws of life kind of his ribcage open and exposes a glowing core within his chest where a heart and lungs should be. And Soul turns and stares raptly at it. And his face contorted in agony, he says, take back what was yours. I am sorry, Solaria, for my treachery, for everything. And Soul looks up at Anna, and just kind of like flies into this dude's chest. And as she does, she's just incinerated by the heat and the magic that is in there. And he lets out another like just roar of pain. His body kind of shakes. He drops to his knees. He kind of falls back into like a horribly uncomfortable like yoga pose where he's like on his knees, but he's also laying on his back. His claws still dug into his ribcage, pulling his chest apart. And then you see bursting from his torso a fiery bird. Maybe. Hold on. Oh, there it is. And as it bursts free, it begins to kind of scream. Not in like an angry way, but in like a happy bird kind of way. Not a huge bird fan. And they kind of like flies around, screaming and flying and just exulting in its wholeness. You see a great deal of light kind of drain from Helios. You see his scales dull and tarnish, and he kind of collapses in that very uncomfortable pose. But his claws slip from his ribs, and they very slowly begin to close back up. And you see, Anna, from your vantage point, that he is empty inside.
I want to help him heal though.
Okay.
I'll just quietly say that. Let's do a couple,
Alright.
because this dude just ripped. Like a short rest. Let's see. Well, how much healing I get. Two of them.
All right. He places a very hot, scaled claw hand on you as you are healing him, and says, "I'll be fine. Go to her." And his eyes kind of flutter, and he sort of rolls over on his side, his breathing ragged. And landing nearby is Soul. And Soul looks at you and extends a long wing to you, Anna.
Okay.
All right. Its body is very, very warm. Anyone but you would be taking fire damage from this creature. And then once it knows that you are on its back, it once again takes to the skies and begins to fly about with you on its back. All right. So Soul can now assume the form of Loyal Sky Companion. So basically, they could be a flying mount if you require it. A little weird because you could fly already, but they are slightly faster than you at flying, so you know, it might be worth it. Plus, I can walk, but I still drive a fucking car. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like crying tears of joy. There were some moments where I didn't think.
And Soul sends you just feelings of wholeness and joy and completion. And you know that they can now actually mend and heal. That there was still that missing piece that was keeping them from recovering their true form, their true power, their true potential. But now, there is no limit. And as your Warlock patron, you now have access to spells as high a level as you are able to learn. There is no limits. As per the normal rules of the world of Thylea, you have surpassed the limitations of mortal spellcasting.
AKA, you're a badass now.
All right, and I'll give you access to their character sheet.
Rysette, is this a bad time to ask him if he can row?
Ask if they can.
It's never a bad time.
Right, you're right. This is it.
Oh, here,
you
let me bring out an actual linked one. Hold on. There we go. It's slightly smaller, but there we go. Oh yeah, if you want, yeah.
Phil's gonna go up to Helios and be like, "Hey, so you said you'd assist us
He's just
whatever way you can
on the ground, clutching his chest.
Yeah.
Can you row? Sure, look like you can."
He narrows his eyes and he says, "Once I have mended, I intended to return to the island
and prepare my people for the battle that is to come. A task that will be more beneficial to you than rowing your ship.
You know, the sun is probably important too.
How do my followers fare? Was someone able to take over the task of flying the sun?
There was some sunlight. It wasn't completely gone.
He kind of chuckles a little bit in that way that, like, you kids trashed the kitchen, but they didn't burn down the house. And, you know, like, he's like, oh.
They recently were able to get the sun to rise, but it was at midnight.
I'll have to start training someone up for that in case something like this happens again.
Yeah, maybe a backup. And then Phil's gonna kind of like pull in the hero huddle of the Chosen, and he's gonna gather everyone up except Anna, because
I'm busy.
she's
Really enjoying this moment.
And he's gonna be like, "Look, now I want every man, but and every body. But this guy sacrificed it all so his people wouldn't have to fight. I kind of feel like maybe we should leave him out."
Fair.
Oh, Kyra says, well, we did agree to the Indigo Islands, with their whole remaining a neutral, harbor for our forces during the war, rather than actively fighting.
Yeah, I'm sure they could be of other use. Is anyone opposed?
I mean, they've got a lot of tasty elephants. You gotta feed an army, you know?
They do end up growing a lot of food there. Maybe they could help in other ways.
Experiments.
Though, I don't remember. Did they eat the elephants? I feel like they probably didn't eat the elephants, because isn't that like Thylea's favorite animal? It seems like it would be a bad move.
Right. I think the elephants help to grow things.
Oh, right, yeah. I would like it stricken from the record that I suggested eating an elephant in case Thylea can hear us down in the Nether Seas.
Yeah, Helios, by the way, when you get back, just worry about the sun. I know what you did. Your people can help in other ways. They don't need to fight.
You see his jaw clenches up. Anybody can make an insight check if they'd like. You don't have to, though. And then he says, Cyrus, he's trying not to cry. He says, your kindness never ceases. Truly, you are the heroes that were promised. I will return to my people, and we will stand ready to aid in whatever you need. This one, he points at Hypatia, should be able to communicate with me as needed.
I would ask one more thing of you, Helios.
Okay, turns to you.
Are you aware of the new Hexonia that's been established?
What now?
Hexia, the island she was on.
Hexia, that brat. What has she gotten up to now?
Well, she's formed her own nation, decided to stop being a tyrant, and other than in the usual diplomatic tyrant.
He raises his eyebrows. I find that hard to believe.
Pythor's there keeping her in check.
I am.
Again.
All right.
But my request would be, we have some young dragons there, and I would like them to try to meet as many other dragons as possible that aren't corrupted by Sidon and his ways. Even if you could just meet and talk with them.
Certainly. Once I have established my return to my people, I will take wing and pay Hexonia a visit. She was always such a shy and awkward girl. She grew to be a powerful manipulator. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by any of this. They say a broken heart can be a strong motivator.
Yeah, and while we're talking about dragons, I guess, do you have any knowledge about this guy? And I'll pull out the time dragon again.
Okay. He looks over and says, that is unusual. Where I originally hail from, there are dragons of nearly every color and variety. Some that even in my long years, I could never even imagine. I believe this is one such creature. You would be wise to keep that creature safe and hidden. Because if there's one thing that Lutheria covets above all else, it would be a dragon of her own. I know this because I have seen it in my nightmares as I hung on that tree. What she planned to do with me when time allowed. And you see him tremble a bit at the memory.
Thank you for your warning. I will heed them well. So, I say it's time we leave.
Okay. He says, I will stay here and rest. Soon enough, I will be able to return. Thank you again. Both for sending me here, and then for releasing me.
Turn to Phil real quick and say, wait, do we have to forgive him for violating his oath of hospitality? That way he hasn't violated it anymore if we forgive it? It was against us, after all.
Oh, Kyra snaps her fingers real fast. She says, oh, that's a pretty good idea. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah, I was also curious about that. I'm also...
Yeah.
Like what happens after you've broken an oath and you get to come back? Like...
Well, yeah, I mean, he's basically breaking out of prison here. So,
right.
So if for the record you guys put out to the universe that no harm, no foul, then that would probably go a long way.
Yeah, then Phil will look at Cyrus and be like, relinquish him then. It was you he hurt most.
Cyrus will clear his throat and shout, I guess speak really loud, let it be known that the chosen of the Oracle have forgiven Helios for his transgressions of the oath of hospitality, against the oath of hospitality against us. We hold no ill will and wish him good tidings.
All right, as you say these words, it does seem like a heavy burden sort of lifts from him, but his eyes kind of turn skyward, and you see Solaria land. And then with like dinosaur walking, kind of approaches him. And he stares at her, and she stares at him. And then she just kind of like tips her beak in a downward motion. And his jaw trembling, you see a single tear go down his face, and he looks away from her. And then Soul kind of like, flies up and over him and lands behind Phil back with the rest of the party.
And I'll kind of ask,
in your hearts, you know that she has. She, in a way, is now a part of his heart, or his heart is a part of her.
I'll just nod.
And then Soul kind of takes flight. And I don't know if Soul's ever vocalized with you, have they? Or has it always just been kind of thoughts and feelings and emotions?
Telepathic, yeah.
Yeah. So as you take flight again, sort of fly away from the rest of the party, you do finally hear her in your mind, in your hearts, the connection that the two of you share. And she says, it is no easy thing to forgive such a crime, such a betrayal. But carrying that resentment and that rage, it was a heavy burden for these wings to carry. I have set those burdens down that I may fly higher and faster. And he must carry the weight of my forgiveness.
Yeah, until he can, maybe hopefully one day he can forgive himself. But
You understand then?
I do.
What will happen next will be hard, Anna. There are many paths to choose, and many directions to fly. We must decide what burdens we can carry and what burdens we can set down. We must decide how much can we endure before we are destroyed by the weight of these burdens. I am here for you, and I always will be. But it will fall to you to choose. You and your mortal allies.
Kind of like bunches up the feathers while they're flying. Okay.
All right, Helios watches Soul in flight. He turns back to you, Cyrus, and he says,
We have been pawns, you and I, to the Death Titan's whimsy and machinations. You go to face her. I hope you remember her treachery. But
it won't be forgotten.
I also hope that you remember the sun. And he gives you kind of a rueful smile. And he just kind of sits down on a grassy knoll, looking down at the arena, and seems to kind of enter sort of a sleeping but not sleeping, kind of like a trance almost, like an elf would enter. He just seems to kind of be staring off, but definitely disassociating. All right.
Let's go.
Back to the ship. Okay. Where to now?
So a thing's gonna happen. So we're gonna long rest, right? And then wherever we decide to sail to. And then Bill's gonna send he's gonna get people to go and bring people to his room. But he's gonna tell Aureus to take his time on bringing Rysette, and you know what I mean, and get everyone else inside the room to kind of discuss some stuff.
Okay, so you want to have an A team meeting with select NPCs?
Yeah. But Loris is gonna take a long time getting Rysette. Get distracted along the way.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a busy ship. There's a lot going on. Okay.
So for
Are you IRL? Are you asking if Terry could go make a sandwich or something? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah,
Wow.
I kind of am.
Wow. I mean, I'm gonna leave that up to.
I mean, I don't mind if he listens, because
I'll definitely leave that up.
Terry's
Yeah,
a
I'll
good role
definitely leave that
player,
up to. Yeah,
and I trust.
yeah.
I mean,
whatever
sure,
would make it more authentic for you. If you think you'd want to be surprised by this information to be revealed later, or if you're like, no, that's bullshit. I'm here to play D&D. I want to hear what's going on.
Yeah, can definitely listen in. I trust Terry.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'll change what
Okay.
I do. So.
All right. So Rysette. Eventually, you guys are back on the ship, and everybody's resting and training. You're training with Endis and a few of the other people on the ship who are, all right sparring partners. And that's when Lorius kind of sees you guys and says, Rysette, there you are. I brought this this platter. What do the elves call it? A chartreuse? I'm not sure if that's anyways, let's get a lot of cheese and meat on it. Protein, and wine. Lots of wine. Thought maybe
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I told you not to bother me when I'm training.
Oh, no, this isn't to bother. I'm here to watch and learn after seeing you in the arena. I have a new appreciation for the Erusian fighting style. I noticed there weren't any, or at least not any that I saw, satyrs in, and so on and so forth, as he launches into innumerable distractions.
odd.
All right.
Phil's back. Shouldn't you be telling that to him?
And Laura's just
And-
like,
And we continue like that.
yeah. Back and forth as he continues to come up with more reasons. All right. He does have Bullbug on standby to recite the story of the Picklesaurus if everything else fails. That's his like backup plan.
And then I softened up the second Picklesaurus to let
Yeah.
finish it off. I went to hell to kill the kid.
You thought you got away from Bullbug? Even the Nether Sea isn't far enough to go away from this guy.
So who is in this not Rysette meeting?
All right, so it's
You got
definitely
Anna.
it's definitely all of the chosen.
Oh,
besides
okay. So
Rysette.
Astraeus, obviously.
Yeah,
Okay.
Astraeus definitely.
Not a BT member. Okay.
Kyra.
Oh, okay.
Chandra. Yeah, I guess Chandra's. Yeah, Chandra's for sure.
Oh, dang, Chandra's for sure. Chandra's and no Rysette. Damn, that's telling. Okay. All right, let me grab Chandra's. Oh, also because it's Valentine's Day, Hypatia, when you return from your journey, you do find an incredibly rare book. It is entitled "My Time with Mystra, Goddess of Magic," by some dude named Elminster. Yeah, and he the note not scribbled on the book because that would be fucking disrespectful. But the note tucked into the book says, "This is an off-world tome I came into when I first found success as an advisor for the noble class. Hopefully, you find it as enjoyable a read as I did. There's no one I would rather share such intimate and interesting stories with." And then it's signed Chandra's.
Well, after that, we will definitely spend our long rest in my cabin reading that book to each other.
Okay, if you've ever read an Elminster novel, motherfucker can smash. And he likes smashing goddesses of magic. It is like 50 Shades of Grey for wizards. I wish I was making this book up, but there are real books about Elminster being a motherfucking muscle wizard and banging the hell out of the goddesses of magic. There's like sisters. It's like if Pythor grew up a wizard, Elminster. Yeah, so it's a good read. It's a good read. All right. So, all that aside, though, you're at your secret meeting. Okay.
No, also Valentine's Day. And invites Kyra to sit next to her for this meeting.
Oh, okay.
She sees her, goes to the next to Astraeus, and then she gives her a 9, like pats the seat next to her.
All right. Let me roll some checks here real quick. Let's see. Oof, really sucks to not have that 30 dexterity anymore. Woof. Okay, so with a nat 1 sleight of hand and a nat 1 performance, she tries to blame her nervous farts on Astraeus. But she's definitely letting out some nervous farts, and they're pretty bad. Zamrox is like, and he like opens the window to the captain's cabin. Alright.
Also, who I would have called would be Graxus.
Okay.
I would have called Moxena.
Damn. Okay.
everyone on the
I would have called
Laureus and
Enika.
Rysette fighting on the deck.
Enika and Ventus.
All right. Moxena's snakes too. You get Moxena's fucking snakes in there on the meeting. Okay. All right.
I mean, they were already there.
They're like, hey Anna, just happy to be here.
What that
Alright.
smell?
Yeah. Oh god, they smell through taste. Okay. And they flee. They flee. Okay. All right. So Moxena, Graxus. All right. Oh, Ventus. Oh wow, Ventus too. Literally all the My Little Pony villains that you have recruited to be good guys, except Rysette. Got it. Okay. I noticed you didn't bring Nessa though. Was that an accident? You want
I
Nessa?
mean, Cyrus could bring her, and Phil wouldn't be like, "Nah, not her."
Okay.
But he wouldn't.
he wouldn't deliver. Yeah, he wouldn't have been like, "Yeah, we got this important meeting. That's who I want there." Okay.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay. And then when he gets everyone, we're all kind of crammed into his room, and he's gonna. Is there a way we can make this private?
Did you want Vulcan there too? He's on the ship.
Oh yeah, Vulcan. He's not.
Okay.
I was just looking at the B team. Definitely Vulcan.
Oh yeah,
Vulcan.
Well, Vulcan ain't gonna join your fucking B team. He's got shit to do. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, is there a way we can make this private? Some kind of sanctum of privacy?
I mean, I guess I could do my mansion.
Room?
Yeah, we're all in Phil.
The
You're
one
all
that's just
sitting
filled
on
with
treasure.
gold
You're
coins?
all
You're
sitting.
just sitting on a pile of treasure. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, make yourself a. You'll see it. Phil,
Ventus
he's
is
mastered the technique. She's like eyeing everyone.
Yeah,
like,
Ventus is doing non-stop. Like as a dragon, she can do four perception checks a round every 6 seconds. She's doing 4 perception checks with her action economy to make sure none of you motherfuckers take a single coin out of this hoard. Okay.
I mean, okay. I guess I can cast this if you really want.
I do. I'm about to say something
Okay.
that need to
There
be
we go.
kept secret.
Yes.
Yeah, so after like Phil kind of like just stays quiet while Hypatia is casting a spell, maybe idle chit chat, what smells in here?
It's Astraeus!
And then
seeing the situation, Astraeus goes, it was me. Yep, it was me. Sorry. And then Kyra whispers to him, "Thank you." All right, keep going.
So, I trust everyone here, and I trust what I'm about to say doesn't leave this room. First off, Anna, you've got to break the scythe.
Yeah, I thank you for asking.
Don't thank me yet. Well, I had a third question. Mitros said we need to kill Lutheria.
I mean, Vulcan grumbles, and he's like, "Was there any fucking doubt?" And he looks around the room, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I mean, Vulcan, look at who's not here.
What
original
happened to Rysette?
She'll be here. I swear I sent Lorius, but I mean, I'm sure he's getting her.
What'll happen to
around.
Rysette?
Well, as her champion, if she dies, then she'll probably lose all the gifts that Lutheria's infusing her with. Any sort of secrets she's taught her, she'll probably keep, but,
And then Kyra says, "Okay, but hear me out. Why do we need to kill?" I'm not trying. She turns to Vulcan. I'm not trying to disrespect Mom, but she had beef. She had real beef with the Titans, and we have beef too. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying that 500 years has softened my heart, but we have a lot of problems we're dealing with, and if she can be a non-problem or help us with the big problem, like, why make more problems for ourselves? we're talking about fighting the god of death in the land of the dead. That's a lot different than punching out Sidon, you know, when the Pact of Peace is over. If you guys go up against her, we can't help at all. I don't even know if Astraeus could help, because he would be pulling magic directly from my mother. Like, I don't know. I know that she's a monster. I told you so. And I know she can't be trusted, but I don't want to lose anyone.
So a thought just occurred to me. Sorry to interrupt.
No. That's why we're all here.
We killed Sidon. He may not be as powerful, but he still goes to the underworld. And now he's directly under Lutheria's control.
Vulcan says, nah. If you die and you're a god, you just reform at one of your many temples around the world. The only way to know for sure the god is dead is if you kill him with a weapon designed for that very purpose. That was part of what you're supposed to have been trying to find on this Odyssey of yours. Else you'd be killing Sidon every 2 weeks.
Titansbane would thrum a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And if you do kill him with such a weapon, well, I mean, that's it.
Alright, that was just a concern of mine. Last thing, Lutheria tighten under her control.
And I'd never be one to downplay my own work, or the work of someone far more talented than myself, but we can't be putting all of our eggs in one basket there with Titansbane.
Would my weapon not be sufficient as well?
I mean, he kind of grimaces. He says, oh, your weapon will put him down, and I imagine put him down pretty quick, but even I've met my end a couple times.
Well, we are talking about freeing the creator of that weapon, aren't we?
It's true. It's true.
How long will it take for them to form?
Oh, well, about 10 days or so.
How much time do we have left for the pact?
Let me
I think
check.
we were at like 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, very, very close. Plus, time down here is dilating, so it's a little hard to know for sure exactly where you're at. But you got it, maybe like 15-ish days, maybe 20 days tops.
Speaking of the creator of that weapon, what did you expect her to do when we free her brother?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's not a matter of us making a decision to kill Lutheria. I think that decision's going to be made for us. I think it's going to be us or her.
And Moxena just looks at all of you and says, I mean, I don't really understand the issue. If you can get her to swear not to fight in the upcoming war, and you still want to kill her, you just come back and kill her after the war. I mean, life is long. I waited decades to get my revenge on my sisters. I mean, sure, Mitros says that she should die. I think most people would agree, or that know of her treachery, but if we lose too much here and now, what do we have against Sidon? I guess the question is, who is the real threat here and now?
That is true. That is our main fight.
Real quick,
Can't hold-
clarification.
We can't send Cabbage into battle against Sidon.
And as you say that, down in the training area, Cabbage and Bullbug and Dimitri are having a 3-way fight, and yeah, Endis kind of leans over to Rysette and says, honestly, if I had to choose, I think Cabbage is going to take this one.
Obviously. Dimitri can't hit anything.
No, did something happen to his vision? Is he just... I don't understand. Like, what his whole thing is, he just gets hit? And as if to accentuate that, Bullbug hits him again, and you just hear a crunch as he kind of, like, is thrown into the wall. And then, like, Captain America, hey, I could do this all day. He just kind of gets back up. Cabbage turns into a fucking Trihorn behemoth and just fucking rams at Dimitri, and Bullbug simultaneously punches a hole in the side of the ship. Everyone starts freaking out as toxic wastewater from the ocean starts coming into the trading area.
I'll go start patching it up.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it's a whole ordeal down there as ships being patched. All right, back at the meeting.
Clarification. Did we need Titan's Spade to free Talius, or do we need Lutheria's Scythe to free Talius?
Titan's Bane.
Titan's Bane, okay. Because I think Phil said something earlier, like we need her Scythe too.
Oh, see, you need you need her scythe specifically.
I know, I need her scythe.
You're the only person that needs it, but according to Mitros, the scythe does need to be broken.
I just didn't want to get to that point where like I try and break it, and then we don't have the thing we need to free Thylea, so that's why I just want to double check.
Oh god, yeah. We've both been traumatized by DM Dom and the Demi-Lich. Yeah, I know how those feels. I only cry about that spell book like 3 times a week now.
Same.
So yeah. With hypnosis and therapy I might get over it. I don't know. Anyways.
Almost a wonderful
Yeah, no, he is, but that was traumatizing fight. All right, so Vulcan is very smart, and but he's also, he's also a bit of a hothead. But he listens to Moxena's words and he glowers, but you could tell that he is like, well, shit. I mean, can't argue with that logic.
So, and how? So if we don't want to fight her, first off, if she breaks guest hospitality against us, I mean, that's our go, right?
Well, yeah. Again, like I said, I suspect it won't be a choice we have to make.
Okay. Chandras looked like he was gonna say something, but then he does not.
I'll message cantrip him. No, what was it?
It would only complicate things. I don't want to. I don't want to be relegated to the training area for any future meetings.
I'll just tell him you can tell me later.
I will.
So I don't think we need to tell Rysette about what we talked about here. I believe in my heart that if it does come to blows against Lutheria, she will be on our side. If a fight isn't provoked, then so be it. A problem for after the war.
And then Kyra says, but what if, just hear me out, what if that's not the case? what if we square up against Lutheria and Rysette walks across that line? You saw her in the arena. As long as Lutheria has her back, she is unstoppable. If I didn't hate his guts so much, I could kind of see why Esther sold out. Because that's a lot more power than as advertised.
I can't believe that to be true, but if it does happen, then I'll deal with her while you guys deal with me here.
Zamarok says, and Chandra says, that's a fair point. When Helios was removed from power, there was obviously some issues with the sun. We learned from that and made sure that the fate of the world was not left unattended. If it does come to blows, what happens to death?
Well, it kind of sounded like she's not doing very much as it is.
Yes, well, those are the reviews of subordinates who are perhaps disgruntled with the monotony of their tasks. I imagine if any of you listened to the rowers for any amount of time, you'd find out that you're not the most beloved heroes you all think you are. Just saying.
Well, if we do defeat her, I mean, do we know if her divine spark is all of her aspects, or
Well, I mean,
just the one?
Her spark is also indulgent dreams and happiness. Maybe we give it to Kyra. She could cheer this place up.
What? Wow. And then she looks at Anna, and she says, I have things I don't want to give up. I have things I want to fight for.
Wouldn't that power help you fight?
And her face kind of scrunches up like she's about to ugly cry, and she says, look what it did to Lutheria. I don't want to end up like that.
So, Kyra, when you're the only person I know who has held some power from a Titan. I'm just trying to figure out, is Lutheria's power, is it just all mingled into one, or when she passed, would revelry, would death, would dreams all be different aspects that could be passed to different people?
Vulcan says, oh, yeah, but it's a bit more complicated than that. If you are of your own mind when you pass, you can choose who those sparks go to.
So they could go anywhere.
Good thing Lutheria's lost her mind.
You may have wondered why Kira's sorry,
Kyra's spark was not snatched up when she burnt herself out to save all of you from Esther. It's because she sent it home to me. I knew we had lost her from the moment she was gone. I just didn't want to believe it. And it seems I didn't have to either. Because you were given back to us. And then I gave it... Well, I give it back to you, what was left of it. A small thing, really. But better than nothing. It's traded hands far too many times. It warmed my heart to know it finally went home.
And he gives her a side hug.
Shuffles along the gold. It kind of shifts.
Yeah. She seems paralyzed by this side hug.
Well, if Kyra were to take on a power, I would just give her the revelry part of Lutheria.
Well, why don't we just have her hold on to it? But we need someone capable to hold on to it until find someone up to the death.
Vulcan says, well, here's the issue. What if Lutheria already has a successor in mind?
And the camera cuts down to the trading room, where Rysette is shouting orders at people who are trying to, like, put the fucking, tar up, like, tar the holes, and, like, get mending spells on there and all that kind of shit. One guy has gotten splashed in the face. 3 new faces grew out of his face and then started trying to eat his own body, and he had to be put down.
I yell out to them, don't get splashed unless you want to be a part of my shield.
The corpse begins to shake, and the 3 faces peel themselves off of the corpse and begin to slither around the ground. Bullbug is making high-pitched moves of terror as he swings at them with his pickle axe, which is tearing up the floors a bit more. And Lorius looks very satisfied. He says, Lorius, you still got it.
I love Private Sectum. It's his first line. Sound can't pass through the barrier. So we have no idea what's going on in this show.
So the cat
walk out and it's gonna be the office scene where he's bringing in the pizza.
Oh yeah. So then Rysette's eyes go full black, full Scalera black, and she clenches her fist. The dude's faceless corpse rises up and starts shambling around, trying to stop his own faces from causing more havoc on the boat. And the camera cuts back to you guys, and he says,
just saying. You could have someone in mind.
True. Just trying to think of the implications of the action.
No, it's fair. I have to ask, were you thinking that, like, if you killed one of us, we just kind of exploded like a, I don't know, like a birthday present, and just, like, sparks went everywhere all over the ground, and you just started grabbing them up like candy and stuffing them in your mouth?
Well, with a god-killer weapon, maybe.
His monocle pops off his face.
And he says, a simple yes could have done enough.
Well, it's like...
No, Strays, that doesn't happen.
It's like Hypatia said. The decision is going to be made for us. We don't need to decide now. Are we all in agreement too?
But Ventus says, but we have to be prepared for the possibility that we will be fighting the god of death in the realm of the dead.
Yes.
That's the takeaway. And then as she's saying that, she slaps one of Moxena's snakes and it spits out a ruby that was in its mouth. She says, that's one. Well, sweetie, I think that's great. Thank you for making sure we're all mentally prepared for this.
We keep tight-lipped around the crew.
So should I tell Lorius to bring Rysette in now?
I mean, you could, or we could just pretend this never happened. It's up to you.
Yeah,
I mean, he probably told her.
Yeah,
I mean,
Graxus is like,
I mean, people know that there's a meeting. They saw all of us come in here. Seems like,
yeah. Your wisdom's always treasured. Yeah, we should have her. Have Lorius remind her.
Okay, well, I'll message Cantrip Lorius to...
Oh, let's do a surprise party. Well, that's what... Then if she has any suspicions, they'll be completely washed away. We have Lorius leader in it, and then we go, surprise!
You know, there's a reason she'll hate that.
Ooh. Yeah, that's true. Fucking Eurasians.
Surprise party in Aresia is, combat. It's not.
It's an ambush.
It's an ambush.
Yeah. You are not wrong.
I mean, we just throw Lorius under the bus. We're like, what the fuck, dude? Why did you take so long?
Oh no.
He knew what he was getting into.
Yeah.
Also, what's gonna happen? Dragonlord. Where's the crown?
Astraeus just says, fuck. And then he lets out a deep sigh, and he says, I've backed Rysette from the beginning. She and I haven't always seen eye to eye. And then there's a montage of all the times I didn't see eye to eye. And I didn't always agree with her Oresian approach to things. And then there's a montage of all the times that he was frustrated with her seeming like an emotionless robot that didn't give a shit about the order. And sometimes I thought maybe she was a bit of a braggart. And then the camera cuts to all the times that she showed off in combat, was like maybe taking unnecessary risks to look super cool. And he says, but I stand by her in what she's planning to do. But now that you say that, I think we just need to ask her. I think we need to ask her what she thinks we should do with Lutheria. Kara says, oh, I also think that some of us should also show up late so that she doesn't feel like she's the only person that showed up late. Because that's suspicious. Yeah, like maybe Anna and I could show up late and could be like, oh, sorry, we were just making out, in the hallway. And we could maybe make out just to make it seem more real. You know what I'm saying? Just if we want to do that.
I roll my eyes at Kyra, and I grab Chandras, and we dimension door into another room.
Okay, fair enough. So you guys baff out. All right, fair enough.
And we're gonna wait 5 minutes and come back.
Planar Trammel blocks you.
Teleport in and out.
I would drop that.
All right. So then, you guys don't have a private sanctum anymore. Fuck you guys. It only lasts 10 minutes anyways. No, it's 24 hours. Okay. So you guys walk to the door, back out of the door like, yeah, bitch, and then teleport away. Okay, got it. All right, so, and then send the message, and then Lorius says, oh, Rysette, the reason I came down here, there's a meeting, and I was supposed to grab you for the meeting, but don't worry, it's only just now getting started. It's supposed to be at now o'clock. There's no time down here, so it's just a whole mess, so we should probably be heading up. I think they've got it from here. Yes, you know that.
Do you think they'll mind if I show up a little late?
Oh no one's as decisive as you and I. No matter how hard we try. But no, I think they've got it down here. I think they've got. And Bulldog is just like, as the face that he's pulling off of his face is just snarling and gibbering. And he's like, "You've got it, right, Bulldog?" And Bulldog like gives him a thumbs up. He says, "It's fine." It's
She looks like she doesn't want to go, and then she just spears another zombie, and then she's like, "Okay."
all right. Okay, so
Meetings are so boring, Lorius.
yeah. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, you know what works for me? Remembering the good times that weren't meetings. You know,
Yeah,
yeah,
like
Like-
just now.
making love to Phil or being made love to by Phil. What? Oh, yeah, or horrible things happening and having to fight them. That was always nice too.
Speaking of Phil, like, where is he? Don't you think he would have came to a zombie invasion?
Yeah, you know, he was gone, and then Ventus, she's very possessive. I didn't really want to get in the way. You see, in order to make an open polyamorous relationship work, a consensual kind of polyamorous relationship where everyone's aware of everyone else, it's important to kind of understand that everyone's bringing something different to the table. And he goes on to explain to you how all the dynamics work, and that, you know, Ventus is very selfish but still willing to make it work, but in order to kind of help Ventus
I'm
with
walking
that,
very fast.
yeah. So you arrive at Phil's room, and you are not the last one there. There's still some stragglers. So it's still some stragglers. Looks like Kyra and Anastasia are making out in the hallway. That's not professional work behavior.
After just listening to Lorius talking about his own problems, I just kind of just walk right past.
Okay.
And then I open the door. I'm covered in zombie blood.
Mm-hmm.
I have my spear out. Like I just look like a mess.
Okay.
Yeah, real quick.
Sorry I'm late.
Different than, I mean, zombie blood, but I mean, maybe other blood. This isn't too weird for blood, right? Like,
Yeah, it's fine. So everybody starts showing up for the meeting. All right.
Maybe there's like a face on my back.
Oh right, yeah. There's like you hear a horrible like keening kind of sound, like a demonic baby, and then Rysette kind of like rummages around on her back, and she pulls like this essentially baby gibbering mouther out, and just like crushes it in her fist. You know, with the belt she got from the riddle contest.
Yeah. Sorry I'm late. There was a zombie invasion near the
What?
training room.
is everything okay?
I just narrow my eyes and I'm like, were they your zombies?
What? No.
Okay.
Real quick, this is a follow up of Kyra's little scheme. When we were walking away, she's like, "Oh, what? No, we don't have." We're kind of cute. She's like totally blushing the entire time, but then she's just like, "This week's been pretty stressful." And then yes, they do start making out.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, she grabs
Nice.
her.
Okay.
And
Kyra's
then
like,
we make
"Ah."
our way to them.
Yeah, Kyra gasps for air. It's like, it's better than the first time. And then goes back to kissing. All right, you guys all finally assemble in the room.
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah, for Valentine's Day. Cyrus, go ahead and give me a raw int check. Holy shit. All right. You can feel that everything about this place is trying to block you from kind of reaching out to her, but you have connected with her before, and you kind of get like the vaguest sense of her presence up on the surface. As you kind of float the thought past her of what may transpire, there is only unbridled rage, no chance of forgiveness, no chance of mercy. Wants you to kill Lutheria. Like that just hasn't changed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Rysette,
Glad.
Zamrox passes you a basket of buttered toast. It seems like it's a take a couple pieces and pass. It's a very big basket.
I look at the basket.
Mm-hmm.
I grab one.
Okay.
I saw Anna and Kyra in the hallway. I think they'll come in soon.
And they do. The door closes. Meeting time.
Glad everyone could make it. Is there a way we could make this meeting private, like in some kind of sanctum?
I glare at Phil. I give him the glariest of glares.
And then eight
Do I need to
intelligence.
roll a con save to turn to stone?
Eight intelligence Astraeus begins to speak. Going once.
I will cast my spell again.
Oh wow!
So
Okay, so you fucking recast it for authenticity. All right.
Yep.
100%
Okay.
worth it.
All right. And then he
All
goes, right. Yep. And he lowers his hand.
Glad everyone could make it. First off, Anna, you're gonna need to destroy the scythe.
Man, should I roll like?
This is definitely be an initial performance or persuasion, or no, yeah, it'd be performance or deception. And Rysette, if you could just give me a blanket insight.
You can use my passive.
All right, I'll just use your passive.
Real quick, I thought we were gonna tell her anyway. But sure, I'll do performance just in the moment. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Maybe it's the fluster of that disgusting public display of affection that was just going on, but Anna's a mess.
Your like hair's kind of messed up. The circles.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you could hear it in her voice, like something's going on. Something's going on.
You okay? Didn't we talk about this already?
Well, that's why I asked Phil to ask Mitros. Sure.
Yeah, Mitros said she should destroy it.
I mean, I felt in my heart of hearts that I needed to. I just.
Yeah, this is what my sister would call, Valis. This is what she would call the meeting about the meeting. Yeah, it's all the rage if you're into bureaucracy. We just want to be thorough. That's all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I was also thinking, so Hypatia is most likely going to free the Titan that carries her ship, and Lutheria may not be happy with that, and she may break Geth's friendship on.
You think she'll break the guest friendship that she made herself?
If we free her brother,
I mean, she's strong, but I don't think she'd do that on purpose.
what if she did? I feel like everyone in the room is just looking at Rysette right now.
Well, if she did, then I guess the Furies would come. Right? Like,
Yeah.
with Helios?
The god ever broken? What happens?
Yeah.
I mean, there was that
Yes.
time they almost came for Pythor.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we
right.
did have to fight Helios for a bit, though. So if Lutheria attacks us,
Yeah, I
Being
mean,
a
response time's usually pretty slow, but didn't we hear that like there's some Furies that live down here, so that like to kind of help out with the island and people trying to escape and all that. Like we've only ever encountered the big three, but like there's a lot of Furies. There's a lot of people in the world. So break it os. They only send like the big three if you're like a seriously powerful offender.
Are there how many Furies are there?
well, there's the three sisters, but then under them, working for them, are other Furies. Like, you know, like you break a marriage oath or a business oath or something like that. They might show up and, you know, rough you up or whatever, give you nightmares, you know, make you feel like, give you diarrhea, you know, like stuff like that. Like, you know, it's kind of like, not to brag, but it's kind of like, you know, we're like big gods, you know what I'm saying? But there's like little gods, you know, like god of that one spring, or like, you know, god of some mountain or something like that, you know.
Who chooses the Furies? Who appoints them? I'm sorry, this is getting off topic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Chandra's is very excited about this academic question you're asking. Well, it's actually.
Can you join to become?
Oh no, it's actually theorized that they are the manifestation of Thylea's will, her desire for peace and order in the world that she has made. In other worlds, such creatures are normally devils of ill intent, from what I understand from the writings of sages who have found themselves washed up upon our shores. But such attempts to call forth such devils only result in more daemons, or Yugolos, as the more scientific descriptor would be.
Okay, yeah. So all I'm saying is,
And
I'll just
Anna
completely
listened,
cut
and it
him
was
off.
Yeah.
Anna gave him full eye
oh.
contact and was listening intently.
Okay, I
It was like-
appreciate it. Yeah.
all I'm saying is, Lutheria, she's unpredictable. We may need to fight her.
Okay. And
Well, I mean, I was hearing about the. It feels kind of like looking at other people like chime in.
All right. I think what she's trying to ask is, if it comes down to it, are you going to side with my mother, or are you going to side with us?
Or
well,
does she
I'm
have
not
any
gonna.
power over you? Does she have your?
No,
That's good.
I told you
Cyrus
everything.
is-
And then Kyra
Yeah.
just shouts, "Do you have a soul still?"
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, it could be an evil genie thing, you know.
Look, I told you everything. She asked me to
It
kill
was a trick.
Sidon.
It was a trick question. You're an Oresian.
Yeah, I know, and we're gonna do that. But I was just saying, if we had to fight her, you're kind of like her champion, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Are you oathbound like Astreus was to protect her?
Mm, no,
Also, great news.
I told her that I would help her kill Sidon.
Strayus stares at Rysette and says, "Sometimes you don't need oaths. Sometimes there's things stronger than oaths. Eh?"
I don't know what you're saying.
Okay. He just glowers at you.
I mean, you know I trust you fully, and I told you I'd never doubt you again. And I'm not. We just need to protect each other.
I swore to be her champion, so that I could have the power to defeat Sidon and to protect everyone here from the realm of death. I'm not gonna let you die, even if it's Lutheria.
Didn't think you would.
That's good enough for me.
Any other important matters that we need to adjourn? Do we
Where are
wanna
we
go straight
going?
Do we want to go straight to her? Is there other things?
Yes, that's an excellent question. Do we want to explore more of this, more of the Nether Seas, or do we want to, rip off this bandage and just go to her?
I think the objectives are pretty clear. And I'm afraid what'll happen to this boat if longer we stay.
Yeah.
Or even just the crew's sanity.
Graxus does kind of comment, yes, morale is important, and this realm has a way of wearing down the psyche.
Honestly, if you're worried about the morale, maybe we should help them with the zombies.
Wait, I thought what? I thought you said it was under control.
Bullbug has it. Kind
Oh
of.
shit.
So roll
Cyrus is gonna run out of the
roll
room.
an intelligence check.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Cyrus, so far there's only been 7 casualties from the Trihorn Behemoth incident. But there are a number of gibbering mouthers on the loose on the ship. So their constant gibbering is causing confusion, which is of course causing people to attack themselves and each other. It's a perpetuating situation here.
I'll try to fear the hell out of the gibbering mouthers.
You guys are level 12 in a high-powered epic campaign. I'm not going to run a fight against no fucking gibbering mouthers. As long as you guys go and take care of the gibbering mouthers, everything will be fine.
My idea was just to make the fear to make them flee off the boat.
Yeah.
So,
And you thought you had to play a D&D campaign without a gibbering mouther?
God, the bane of my existence.
Nope, it's in the contract. They got to be at every adventure. Fortunately, this adventure does not have any bugbears. Take that, Watsy. Take that. All right. So where would you sail next?
I say we just go to the barge.
Shit.
Really?
Okay.
I mean-
Chandra says, if that is the intention, the most frequent place to find the barge is where the river Lethe pours down from the world above. But the other place that she is fond of is the Soul Springs.
Oh, I think that's where I met her.
Chandra raises an eyebrow. He blushes a little. His cheeks turn purple.
Are they hot springs, kind of?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably where I was. I,
Cool. Cool.
I didn't catch what Anna said.
Nothing.
You'll be most
Bad
amenable
word.
there. So we should go wait for her there.
Okay, so which one do you want to do? The secret hot springs or the river Lethe?
With the secret hot spring. And
Okay.
we could even have someone message her and tell her we'll be there waiting to accept her hospitality.
What?
Interesting.
I could tell her.
Alright, Vulcan raises an eyebrow. What do you mean, you could tell her?
Oh, you're gods, right? You know we can just pray.
Well, I mean, yeah, but... I mean, who actually
I'm gonna
listens-
grab Vulcan and
who actually listens
I'm
to
gonna-
that?
show him the
Am I
progress
right?
I've
What?
made on by some.
Yeah! Sorry,
Yeah. And,
Kyra
and
says,
now we're
don't
gonna
listen.
leave
He
the
listen.
room.
He hears every prayer. He listens to every prayer. Don't listen to him. He's being silly. He definitely listens to. If you've ever prayed to him, 100% he heard it. Even if he didn't
heard
do
my-
anything.
You heard
Huh?
my prayers about the bomb arrows?
Yeah. See. Yeah. Whew. He's.
You
Ian,
listen to prayer.
I'm still waiting for an upgrade to my shield, but I'll keep praying.
I still haven't switched the overlay back to solid.
Listen, there's a difference between praying and begging. Okay. Very busy. Can't just because you heard a prayer doesn't mean whatever. I got your back, Dad. Don't worry.
Right, let me just let her know real quick we're coming.
You got my back. Everyone thinks I've dress up in a red fucking suit and give toys to children once a year. You think I like living with that kind of pressure?
Says, I mean, yes, because it's you who does that. Every year you go to every house and leave presents for the children, right? It's like,
And I say,
I think we're well past secrets now, girl. If everyone wanted to know, on Volcania, it's actually Kyra, who delivers all the presents, because I ain't got time for that shit!
And he storms out of the meeting.
Presents.
I mean, he used to.
Does that mean there's no more Volcania?
I mean, Volcania, you carry Volcania in your heart. We're also very busy around Volcania time, so that's why we haven't run a Volcania side adventure. So it's like a very stressful time of year.
In the post.
I guess it's over now because I don't have super speed, so I don't know how we're gonna deliver all the fucking presents this year.
That's more what I was referring to.
Yeah, let's just put a pin in that one, and worry about stopping some living gods from wrecking everything.
Pretty good sign.
I just go to the corner.
The infamous
And-
monkey's wife actually made a Volcania Christmas card, but I didn't show it to you guys because I knew you'd be salty that we never ran a Volcania side adventure. But here, I'll go get it for you while you guys are discussing stuff.
Yeah, I'll head over to the corner and start praying.
Oh, there it is. Hold on. All right. So, what are you saying in your prayers?
Oh, I sent it to you in Discord.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I even pronounced it wrong. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Kyra
awesome.
leans in as you're looking at the Christmas card. She says, I know, she always draws my boobs like so big. It's just, I wish, right?
You pull it. Are you driving your own chariot?
I
don't-
think in this depiction, these are like deer, and the deer are like pulling like the sled of presents. I don't know. It's a very spicy picture, but the point is, my father delivers presents to everybody. But in this particular depiction, I needed help because I didn't have my powers for Vulcanalia, and so these other heroes volunteered. It's fan fiction. Don't worry. You guys are the only heroes I'm working with. And then she looks across the rift in dimensions at Mythic Kyra, and Mythic Kyra looks across the dimensions at Kyra Prime, and they wink at each other. So. Anyways,
The smile said,
let's get-
when I bring them presents. Like the mail, remember? It was mail first.
yeah, exactly. That's the thing we could do. We could get all the Siren mail delivery people involved. That'd be great. And then Anastasia and Kyra begin planning how to save Christmas, essentially.
Yes.
All right, so Rysette.
The red side could.
You just pray to Lutheria? Is that the plan? Oh, you sent. Oh, you
Right,
sent
yeah,
your
I
prayer.
sent it,
You literally sent them over. Okay. Oh. Oh shit. Okay.
Got eerily quiet.
Which still really back to still on it.
She's completely Lutherified.
All right. So, we can head to the springs. She did say on one condition though.
But did she just say full hospitality, welcoming
Mhm.
us whenever? Now she wants
Yeah.
conditions?
She wants everyone to be fully naked.
No.
No magic, no weapons, no armor, and she emphasizes no clothes.
Alright, so Phil is going to keister his rod of lordly might.
Oh, God.
He's had practice. This is an unsurmountable task, but he believes he can do it. He's not afraid.
Wait a minute. What's
Oh,
the
you talking about
secret
prison
button?
pouch technology right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It sounds like you guys are not in accord for this. So hearing this, Chandra says, I mean, I would understand why she'd want everyone to be a bit more exposed, in so much as, if we went to the Hypnos and partook of food and drink, she would be protected by guest hospitality. But at the spa, that would be sort of a neutral ground. I'm sure she would feel a bit more exposed and is therefore challenging us to see how much we want to follow through with that. I mean, I have nothing to hide. If you he kind of like turns like purple again in his cheeks, and he says, I mean, we've all been to the the baths, and Mitros, it will be no different.
I have to know, Founders. Wonder if these springs are different from the water out there. And
Yes. The
If that's
water
the
from
case,
these springs is actually sourced from elsewhere.
Doesn't this defeat the whole purpose of meeting with her, though? We need her scythe.
Well, I mean, she can sort of just summon her scythe as needed, like a hexblade warlock.
Right, but we won't have a weapon that can break it.
Points, fair. Well, perhaps, I mean, it's definitely a venue where we could get at least the groundwork of communication laid down. You could...
Chandra, so you just had to get all this because you want to see my mother naked.
Okay, hold on. He turns away from you and he says, I don't need to be talked to like this. Whatever you choose, I'm sure it will be the right path, heroes. And he storms out.
I'm fairly grumpy too. I
Mhm.
mean, I was raised as a noble of Mitros. It's not something you do. I would not want to go under those conditions. When I say would not want to, I basically actually just would not.
Phil would not push anyone to, but he has no problem at all.
Guys, that's all. Probably should rather die at this.
When I was there, I never touched the water, right? No, I think I went in.
Oh, no, you were in the water.
Yeah, I went in. I was fine. But, I mean...
Do we run a decoy? Some of us go to the pools and another team go in and try to locate the other items?
Isn't that actually going against guest hospitality?
Guest hospitality doesn't start till you eat anything.
I'm pretty sure we felt the... Didn't we feel the bound already?
So we have to...
No. You felt the weight of the invitation. Like, you know that she is essentially offering that up. Like, it is a thing on the table. Like, you're not bound by it yet at all. You're not bound until you accept food or drink while in her house, which she considers to be the Bard's Hypnos.
Okay.
Also,
Though I do
Yes.
not believe it would be wise to split up. We could definitely form some sort of ruse that only those that were comfortable showed up.
I mean, if you're not comfortable, we can just go to the ship.
so we need a gift, right?
I gave her a grandchild. What else do I need to give that woman?
Is Ventus still in this meeting?
It's her room.
She narrows her eyes at you, Phil, and she says, "Oh,
No.
Apparently there's a lot of treasure that we could go
Initiative,
looking for
guys.
in the Nether Seas. We could get some treasure and bring one back as a gift.
well, that's very interesting, Phil, because if you consider Sidon to be my father, I guess you're giving Sidon a grandchild also." Hashtag Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's. Amazing.
You mean Pythor, and I'm sure he'll be real happy to hear, just as I'm happy to hear. That's great news. We should celebrate. I'm so happy
I need
right
to get
now.
Nessa real quick. Nessa.
Cairo says, "Phil, I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but there are condoms."
They have invented.
They've been here the whole time. No?
But didn't they use
Vulcan.
like intestines back in the day or something? Like
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Oh, let me guess, nephew. You have an allergy to intestines. Yeah, you hear that. You hear that all the time.
Exactly. What's wrong with bringing joyous life into the world? You should be excited, Kyra.
I should be excited.
I mean, he's related to you too.
Wow. This meeting about the meeting is the worst meeting we've ever had. I am leaving now. I will go naked if it is required. I respect your choices. Goodbye.
Fair, Crash. You let me at least roll dice last time.
Because that was one time. I'm assuming that sleeping on this horde, it's kind of a part of your daily routine. Graxus says,
times for 100
Graxus says,
episodes.
I will also attend the naked if needed, but I am also leaving.
and he leaves.
I'll just say, look, we can go to the springs. If you're not comfortable, we'll go to the ship. Just let me know, and I'll let her know.
I'll
Well,
do
it
it.
sounds like Hot Potty is 100% opposed, and I don't think we should split up.
I've had an idea. I'm gonna go grab Titan's Bane, and I'm gonna go find Vulcan.
Okay.
And I'm gonna ask him, is Lutheria gonna recognize this weapon?
Oh, yeah, that's a great question. He's gonna say,
Ooh, just as the weapon cries out for their death, so too would any giant or titan of any merits sense its ill intent and presence. He
Yeah.
hasn't made it known, but just being on the same ship as that weapon makes our Jankan friend Steros quite ill.
I'm gonna commune with my weapon. I'm gonna ask him if it's possible to tone it down at all.
Only when my master, the greatest craftsman, the most brilliant mind, is freed from his toils will I tone it down.
Yeah, but like
Respectfully.
if it gets you to free him, could you tone it down for a little while?
I was not built to tone it down. I was built to slay.
Okay, fair. No, okay, that idea
and as he
won't
says
work.
that, you hear some air guitar in the background.
like a can, and he crushes it real quick. A wine bowl. Sorry, he just slay, bam, and he crushes it with that penny. I mean, I don't care. She saw you using it in the game. I mean, I don't think you wielded it, but on your person.
Well, I mean, I use it to cast my spells.
Oh, well then, yeah, definitely. I mean, he knows you have.
Well, no, but I mean, I was wondering if we could sneak it on the barge. Like, even with somebody else, but sounds like no.
I don't. Us.
I
She's just saying the hot springs. Say, don't bring it to the hot.
She didn't say. Yeah, she didn't say that the barge was going to be weapon bound or spellbound or anything. I mean, she just
No, but the skullduggery got me thinking. Like what if we gifted her like a slave and like gave Graxus Titan's Bane.
Oh.
And then Titan's Bane made Graxus do the thing. I don't know. It's not specifically Graxus. It's just what I thought about. But it sounds like that would probably not work. I just wanted to sneak it onto the barge so that like.
Well, so I'll OC as a wizard. I don't know if you have these spells. Non-detection hides the fact that a weapon is magical. There's also the wristwatch spell.
I do have non-detection.
Yeah, I think if you specifically cast it on a, or is that the aura, or is that the Mistil's magic aura or whatever? No, that makes a weapon see magical. Yeah, no, non-detection.
No, you can also
hide it with the aura
yeah,
spell.
you can make something magical look non-magical.
But anyways, I think you could cast. Let's see.
The target can't be detected by divination magic or magical scrying sensors.
Then maybe I'm thinking of this.
Now, yeah, the dependency on Nistals, keep in mind it is an illusion spell, and True Sight is a thing.
How many times can you use your haversack? Oh wait, items don't stay in there. Never mind.
No, I mean you could throw something in. I mean the problem is the staff is big. You could totally cheese it if you wanted to, and just throw it into a bag of holding. That's certainly the easiest D&D solution to any problem.
Wrap it
Yeah,
up, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, probably, Hypatia, that'd be your easiest and simplest solution, is just to 5th Age of Magic, stuff all your problems in a bag of holding. I heard there was this one guy, he's so bad at D&D, he tried to put a Debbie Lich's skull in a bag of holding. What a fucking idiot. Ooh-wee. Man, that must have been a rough fight. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to... I mean, if that's the concern, you could definitely try to, just stash it there. The weapon can't act independently, so it's not going to turn to a dancing weapon and slice its way out of the bag.
Start screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know a certain, I know a certain trident that got spent most of its life trapped in a bag of holding. So
Now, I mean, he got the back of a bar in someone's bag of holding pants. I mean, also, it's gonna say like putting like the weapon. As soon as you try and like put it in the bag, it could be like, no, I don't want to put it in the bag.
Well, yeah, for sure. It can
Yeah.
try and take it. Yeah, seize control of you and say no,
Be like,
but
no.
yeah. But again, there's enough of you that like Phil Strunk, and good grappler. He could just take it, stuff it in the bag, and at that point, I don't know, you'd still be attuned to the weapon. I guess you could just drop attunement to it. Yeah, you'd have to drop attunement to it. Then the problem is, it takes an hour to reattune to the weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're gonna follow the 5e board game cheese of being able to hide all your problems in a bag of holding, there's also the whole attunement slots bullshit too that we'd have to stick with.
Gotta follow all the cheese.
Yeah,
Since-
yeah.
I mean, you
Since
could
we're bringing
also
it up.
convince it in an intelligent manner that
Yeah.
you're putting it in there to sneak it onto the ship to free his
Ooh,
master.
that's true. It has a brain. It can be fooled.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, how does
And that's not even fooling him.
I mean, yeah, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
how does that work with like catnap stuff? I know we've done the past. Is that because catnap's like short rest and new stuff in a short rest?
Yeah, you can as part of the short rest.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, catnap makes you unconscious.
So we are going to the barge.
But yeah, if you have a way to suppress the item, which you do, you could just message Phil and be like, "Hey man, can you stuff this in the bag for me?" Or you could just roll me a persuasion intelligence, and just explain to it. It is a lawful neutral item, so it would very much be receptive to an intelligence-based persuasion check. You could just lay it out for him. Here's my bullet points. This is why you need to go in the bag.
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll lay it out for him.
Okay. All right. He says, or it says, If you cost us this opportunity, I'll never forgive you.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I don't intend to lose it.
All right.
I made you a promise, and
All right. It does not try to seize control, and you slide it into the bag. As you do, the weapon's purpose and goals take sort of a back seat in your mind, whereas they were constantly there before. But you have keen mind, so I assumed you just sort of compartmentalized them in your thought palace. kind of deal. But now they are all the way in the guest house in the backyard of the Thought Palace. Okay. Oh, also, did you want to follow up with Chandris on the we'll talk to you later thing? Okay.
Yes, I would.
All right. I don't know if this would be a good scene to have private or... No, we'll just... we'll be doing everything out in the open. We'll just do this out in the open. All right. So later, you find Chandris. He is staring out at the blue seas as they, wash under the ship. And he looks morose after his confrontation with Cyrus.
I'll start it off with, I'm sorry, Cyrus was mean. None of them really get it.
No, it's fine. They are very trusting of an individual such as myself.
And he kind of gestures at the ears, the horns, the blue skin, and he says,
in the beginning, it was my intention to worm my way into this group's good graces and guide them in such a manner that they would be delivered into Lutheria's lap. I was willing to give up everything I had worked so hard to gain. Zamrox and I grew up orphans on the streets of Mitros, this is known, but in our teens, we fell in with a cult, and it was before Lutheria was worshipped in the more formal style of the modern age. Libations were poured out, and her name was cried out during moments of bliss and pleasure. Prayers were made to her during the birth of children, but never was she formally worshipped, as Acastus wishes to see in this modern age. We very quickly fell into the darker aspects of the faith. Zamrock's wisdom and strength, and my keen mind and sharp wits allowed us to go quite far. In time, I was actually doing service to Lutheria herself. Often grim and terrible things. And in time, I came to love her, and I foolishly thought she loved me as well in her own way. There was several years of bliss when, as reward for particularly savage and messy bidding, Zamrox and I were allowed to live with her aboard the Hypnos. And every day was revelry and orgasmic bliss. We lost ourselves to the pleasures of the flesh, of wine, of intoxicants, and so much more. I am ashamed to think back on that time. The time I let go of who I was and what made me strong, and let myself be her plaything. There was an incident, though, involving some children. And that is where I came back to myself. I openly defied her in front of her court, and Zamorax, of course, had my back. She was furious. I thought that was the end. But she saw deep into my heart and knew the greatest punishment of all was to simply cast me out. And so we returned to the city of Mitros, and using the many skills I had gained, worked our way up to the top. Again, Agastus was no substitute for a goddess, but certainly easier to manage and to please. And I rarely felt that my life was in danger or that my principles would be questioned. When you and your group saved those children from the cult of Lutheria, you won my loyalty that day. And now, so many months later, you, Hypatia, you hold my heart in your hands. The goddess of death is nothing next to everything that you are and that you mean to me.
I would just look at him and say, I figured it was something like that.
He blushes again, and he says, well, I mean, you're very smart, so I figured you probably knew, but I appreciate how polite you've been of not just calling me out on it. So.
I decided I trusted you a long time ago, and once I decide that, I don't change my mind. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe I was wrong too, but I decided I did, and what happened before didn't matter.
He kind of like quietly laughs as he stares off into the distance. And he says, I don't deserve the trust that you and your allies have given me, but I spend every day trying to earn it.
You've been very helpful. Phil definitely would have drank that water.
Yes, well. Phil. Such a well-meaning oaf.
No, he's smarter than he lets on sometimes.
Oh no, his mind is keen, but his common sense is lacking. He is every bit his father's son. In the good ways, more so than the bad.
Yeah.
Each of you is more than worthy to be chosen for this destiny.
Well, we'll see if we can pull it off. I don't know yet.
The greatest advice I can give you in dealing with Lutheria is laugh at her jokes.
And he says this to you with just a straight face. Like, this is the most sage-ass advice he could give you.
No, and I very seriously nod back, and I fully 100% believe that.
Okay.
Right, so have they decided? Are we going to Lutheria's naked spa, or
I think we're just going to the barge.
her pleasure barge of nightmares? Okay, well,
Nah.
then we shall go.
I don't know if it's a good plan, but I'm gonna hide the Titan's Bane, and maybe we can contrive to stay the night, and I'll sneak out and free Thalius, and then really what happens next is in his hands.
Well, everyone says that Lutheria will decide what happens, and I feel, from experience, that is true. You could always ask for him to be released.
I may. I may.
We have many things that she wants.
But I don't know if we have anything I want to give her.
Here in her realm, it is often not our choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has been keen to only engage us when it suits her. And this is no different.
Yep.
But Hypatia, just as on Typhon, I will not let any harm come to you. And I swear that with my life.
Maybe don't. Well, something happened that made me want to change history. I'd rather it not be you.
And I mean, look at Damon. He's the only Dragonlord that really walked away. And he wasn't even a formal Dragonlord. It's likely the smart ones are the ones that always walk away in the end.
Yes. Yes, let's be the smart ones. Both of us.
All right. As you guys are saying that, you see slightly off to the side of the ship, Nessa is holding Bullbug in like a hammock, and it's like Dumbo Drop, like hovering him, and he has a net, and they are getting dangerously close to the ocean, and it looks like he's trying to catch something that's in the water. And he says, I don't see anything. And he kind of stares deliberately the other direction.
Did
All
we
right.
all see this, or is this Hypatia?
No, anybody that's above deck would definitely see these two try to do some fucking fishing.
I'll just say, I'll go check on them, and I'll get on my broom, and I'll fly out, and I'll be like, hey, what you doing?
Oh, Bullbug says, "Oh, hey, Hypatia, Nessa dropped something off the side of the ship, so I offered to dive in and get it back, and she said it's a terrible idea, so this is what we came up with instead." And
Well,
Nessa's just like sweat, carrying this thousands of pounds of fucking Bullbug, as he's like hovering, well, not, thousands of pounds, but he says he is, over the water.
Can I get it with my mage hand?
Yeah, you see floating in the water is a parchment scroll.
Well, I will get it out of the water with my mage hand.
Okay.
And I will say, you could have just asked for help, Bullbug.
Oh, hey, don't touch that with
Sometimes-
your hands, Hypatia. The water's real dangerous. Trust me.
Yes, Bullbug. I know that's why I'm using magic.
Okay.
As he says that, there's like a slight wave, just ever so slightly, and he's just, "Oh!" And then like Nessa kind of pulls them up, and they fly back to the ship. And Nessa says, "Hey, 42, can you like magic the water off? Is the ink still okay? I worked real hard on that."
I'll shake it off.
Okay, with like prestidigitation, kind of,
No,
or just
I don't
oh.
have prestidigitation. I'll just like shake it open,
okay,
and then I'll take it over to Soul to air dry.
okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And it has prestidigitation.
Oh, nice. Okay. So
when
yeah,
you
so
see me trying to use your bird as a hairdryer.
Yeah.
back on the ship, Nessa, drops off Bullbug and canters over and says, "Oh, thanks, guys. This really helps me out a lot. I was gonna give this. I wrote this for Cyrus because I wanted to. Because I heard that we're gonna go see Lutheria, and well, I mean, I know that things might not turn out so hot, so I just wanted him to know how much he means to me before, and in case something happens. But sometimes people, I don't know, they don't."
I'll give her a hug. I'll just interrupt her and give her a hug.
Yeah, she pulls you in close, and she cry a little bit, and then she kind of rolls up the parchment.
And I'll say, he's over there. You should go give it to him.
Okay. Cyrus, you hear the comforting sounds of Nessa's hoofs as she approaches you.
Hey, Nessa. I was wondering where you went off to.
Yeah, hey, man. So, I don't know, man. Like I wrote down these words because it's a lot easier for me to listen, and sometimes I just feel like I say all the wrong things. So here, and she hands you the scroll.
Okay, I will take it and start reading it.
Okay. It is lengthy, but it is essentially the absolute most raw, emotional, and true confessions of love that you have ever encountered in your life. Your acceptance of her, saving her life, not just from being turned into a scorpion, but also from a life of boredom, just trapped on that island with no prospects and no future. Loving her for who she is without in any way asking her to change who she is. Helping her become more than what she was. And promising to have a future together, even when someone as intuitive and empathic as her would probably know is a very, very low prospect with what kind of task you've undertaken. That she every day has to be the strength for every person on the ship whose morale falters, whose mind begins to fracture, whose heart begins to break, but that she can do that because you do that for her.
I would just give her the biggest embrace after that. And just spend the rest of however much time we have together.
All right. So, you guys sail in the timelessness that is the Nether Seas. You certainly can gain the benefits of a long rest, and any romantic Valentine's Day fade to blacks that are necessary. And up ahead, you see the rains of the River Lethe falling, and you see nearby, benefiting from some of the errant rain that kind of falls from this river, and the mist that rises up, a terrible and beautiful sight. So let me load up Hypnos. All right. Who is the B team for this Hypnos mission?
Maybe we
That's-
could.
Or do you need till next week? Yeah, do you need till next week to
Yeah.
decide? Okay, it's a pretty big. It's probably a pretty big decision. It's probably a pretty big decision.
Spider.
All right, let's see. Just the sorry, Dimitri, they pushed out the B team. Hold on. Bloop. There we go. Oh, one of my favorite parts of Foundry 9 is being able to drag a folder and just have everything in the folder be put on the map. Oh, quality of life for sure. All right, let me see. We got any decent flavor text for this? Nether Seas, blah, blah, blah. Locations that were skipped, blah, blah, blah. Ah, here we go. All right. Cool. I'm on my own. Great. All right. So off in the distance, towing a barge, a wooden barge behind it, is a massive being, easily the size of the Colossus of Mitros, possibly larger. A massive chain slung over its shoulder. It pulls behind it a barge made of dark, ominous wood. The barge seems very sturdy and very well made. The top deck of the barge is overflowing with an abundance of beautiful flowers, some of which are reminiscent of those that were encountered in Demetria's grotto, and also areas of the Old Wood. Some of them are completely alien in nature. You see the forms of harpies flying to and fro, and you do see that on the deck there are some humanoid individuals. Your eyes keep shifting back to the massive being who is pulling the barge behind him. This enslaved titan has been blinded, and his mouth has been sewn shut. The only clean parts of his filth-stained body are where tears have trickled down from the ruins of his eye sockets. A heady perfume of flowers and musk just fills the air, the very humid, steamy air from the waterfall effect that's happening. And the source of it is obviously the many flowers growing on this barge. The barge itself is surrounded by a fog bank, and your ship is slowly drifting to meet with it. Keep in mind that the Ultros is like the biggest ship in the world, and this is the scale of the Ultros compared to the Hypnos. Hypatia, even with the weapon safely stashed away, your attunement to it makes your heart pound in your chest at the injustice that you are witnessing in the torment of mighty Thylea, laid low and imprisoned. And
I think I would feel that without the weapon's help.
Oh, for sure. But it is definitely like enhanced, like yeah. All right. And that seems like a pretty good place to stop, with you guys slowly approaching the Hypnos. Woof. Okay. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll make it so the Hypnos is accessible by players, and then you could either stay on the Hypnos map until next week, or go back to any of the other player maps, back and forth as you see fit. So, if you, for whatever reason, log in before next week. Oh, okay. So that was session 100. All right, that was a nice RP session after like last week's 4 hours of combat. So yeah, nice palate cleanser as you prepare for what will be one of the most important arcs of the campaign. And as Anna has pointed out, will shape the rest of the campaign, the decisions that are made in the coming sessions. Yikes. All right. Let's see. Anything going on? Friday, we're having a game night on the server. We're going to be getting together into groups and playing Phasmophobia. If you are not interested in tormenting yourself with such horrors, and you just want to watch other people torment themselves, you can do so. We will post everybody who's streaming, so you can check that out. 2 Halloweens ago, your very own Rysette abandoned me and a couple of other people to be murdered over and over again by ghosts, and I have trust issues to this day. So maybe you could witness some horrors like that this Friday.
I didn't abandon you. I was checking the monitor for ghost orbs. Okay.
Where's Terry? Where's Terry? I'm back in the van. You're back in the van?
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I only cry about it, every day. Oh my god. Just thinking about this Friday, I'm having like real bad anxiety. The game scared shit of me. I don't handle scary games too well. So that's what we're doing on Friday. So every other Friday we've been doing game nights on the server, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, starting in March, every month for 10 months, I'm going to run a one-shot based in the Gothic horror campaign setting that we built on stream last year. So there's 5 realms, so there'll be 2 adventures set in each realm, and they will be themed to the realms. So there will be like generic, Castlevania fantasy setting, and then there will be like desert kingdom ruled by vampires that are a bunch of ninja spies campaign or adventures, and there'll be steampunky type adventures, and then there'll be werewolfy type adventures, and then there'll be magical European crusader type adventures. So a lot of different flavor as I kind of use those to flesh out the world. And then, of course, the characters in those adventures and the things that they do will go into the history of the world and help build the world even more. So I'm pretty excited about that project. And then, we've been a buzz on the server today talking about Raiders of the Serpent Seas, which is sort of the sister product to this. It's like same publishers as Odyssey of the Dragonlords, some of the same writers. And it is basically an epic campaign, but set in fantasy Viking setting. And the creator of that has even hinted that there is some crossover / Easter egg material that kind of links the 2 campaign settings together, which is pretty cool. Yeah, implying that they take place in not just the same multiverse, but like the same universe, essentially. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. That won't happen until 2023, but it doesn't stop us from getting very excited about it. So yeah. Once again, though, 100 episodes, 100 sessions. So thank you guys for continuing this journey with me. Things are getting pretty crazy as we get into these higher and higher levels and these bigger and bigger stakes. So I'm very excited for next week to see how it plays out and what happens next. So, all right. Yeah. So enjoy your guys' week. Stay healthy and safe. And hit me up on Discord if you need anything.
Night.
All right. Night,
Thank you,
everybody.
Chris.
Night.
Everyone. See you next week. Bye.